Welcome, everyone.
Jonny made it! You snuck in on me.
Yeah, I know. At the last minute, I feel like I'm going to put Jonny under Max so that
they're still outnumbered. They're still outnumbered. We try to invite
I'm so
more
glad
guys,
I have him.
Still outnumbered.
We're going to make it happen. We're going to make fetch happen.
Oh, no.
Jonny, do you have a green light? Are you wearing green?
I have a green beanie of sorts, so yes, I'm good. Don't pinch me.
Okay. Must have a very large collection of beanies and hats. I've seen so many different ones.
One of these days, we're going to see them all. We'll cycle through them.
I have a full rotation of colors. Yes.
The full rainbow.
Not quite. I'm getting there.
One that is a rainbow hat.
One. I think you should have a bright pink one, like a fluorescent.
Just to match the background.
Yeah.
I know, right? It's because it's the best lighting. Look at this, okay? I make it freaking like green. Let's do green.
Oh dear Lord, no.
Right?
No.
It's terrible. It has to be pink. It has to. It's the only option.
Make it pink.
Blue doesn't work either. I'll do blue for you.
Oh, you look like you're cold.
Ooh.
Yeah, well, I am layered for it. I'm wearing the right.
Like you're in an igloo about to freeze to death. You okay over there?
Yeah.
Anyways, welcome to that time of the month. We're just waiting on Christina, and then we'll be a full panel. Wow, Jonny.
Then Christopher.
Wow. I'm feeling like he's being attacked. So we have some of the Geeks and Gamers girls down here. We have Kelly and Krista. Krista's a frog. A St. Patrick's Day frog. And we have
yes, that I am.
Yes. And we have the boys here, MVP and Jonny. Hello.
MVP.
Yeah, MVP.
MVP.
What would you like to be referred as, MVP or Max?
Either one. I hate to delegate which one, so whichever one feels more comfortable.
And,
if MVP feels weird, then Max is totally fine.
And just don't call him late for dinner. That's all.
Oh. So tomorrow is St. Patrick's Day, so that is why all of us are wearing some form of green today. And I love St. Patrick's Day. It's like one of my favorite holidays. Although the green beard does weird me out a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. What?
Green glitter for Jonny.
Green glitter
in his beard. He knows what I'm talking about.
I don't know if I can hold it as well now. I just trimmed it. I cleaned it up.
I was gonna say your beard is so short.
It looks much better than it did the other day. Sticking out in different directions. It was not cute.
So here's the thing. I didn't want to shave it, especially after Can Man shaved me on premium. I was like, I'm going to keep this beard just to tick him off. But I had a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. And 2 hours later, I noticed that there was still peanut butter in there. And I was like, yeah, this has got to stop. I've got to do something about this.
This is why beards are called flavor savers. I now understand it.
No, I had to do something about it.
Max is like, I'll teach you the ways.
It's just right here.
No. This is why I don't date men with beards mostly, just because of that. Like, I do not want to find your snacks later. Like, why? Please don't. Please don't.
I don't know. Guys can do some pretty impressive stuff as far as like beard care routines. Like they have like oils, conditioners, and stuff to where that stuff can stay pretty clean.
That's
yeah.
You
if
just gotta make sure you wash your beard.
Yeah. It's like brushing your teeth. You got to do it twice a day.
I am literally listen. I can be a wild man a little bit if I want, because I am literally by myself in South Dakota. Okay, I have no friends. I have no family. I haven't hugged anybody in like 8 months. Okay, so it's fine if I want to, go grizzly every once in a while.
You should get a frog.
I'll be your friend.
So why did you shave your beard then? Are you getting ready for a friend to see the peanut butter on your beard?
No, I've established I have no friends. It was the peanut butter was annoying me and me alone. And so I was like, I need to get a control of this for myself. So that's how it went.
Well, I like the look. It's looking good.
Yeah.
Thank
Good
We've
job,
got
good job.
two very well trimmed men over here. Ladies, slide in those DMs. Get on it. Where my ladies at?
yeah.
There's a couple of them.
Yeah. Johnny has no
Johnny
lady
needs
friends.
friends. Please
I'm
slide
okay.
in his DMs.
It's hard out there, especially like once you start getting into your later 20s. You've kind of like everyone has already established their friend groups, right? Like you've got you know, if you're established in a state or in your hometown or maybe your college town, like you kind of get those friends around you. But really, if you're moving around or if you've just started a new career and you're in your late 20s, early 30s, like I'm 28, so to make a friend now just feels kind of awkward.
Yeah.
But then look at this. It's great because like I met Johnny a month ago, and I would consider him
go.
a friend. So yeah.
Aww.
Yeah,
The
I
bromance
mean-
continues, you guys. The bromance.
If internet people count, then yes, I have lots
Sure,
of friends.
yeah, yeah.
So there
I
you
hope
go.
we count.
We
Jeez.
count. I think we count. Hi.
You made it.
I made it.
Christina, Max, Christina. Wait, Max, Christina, Max. Did I
You
get
know
it right?
Johnny too, right? I
I
think.
think you know. You should know Johnny. No,
I
Johnny.
don't know.
Johnny.
Johnny?
We
Johnny.
haven't met yet.
Yeah.
Nice to meet you.
He's on Geeks and Gamers. Recently added. He has
I
no
think-
friends though, so
So
It's fine.
Friends was so much easier back in the day only because you were forced to be with all these same people in school, in your hobbies, all of that. So you had the opportunity to become friends. But now it's like at work, all you want to do is work and go home. You don't want to hang out with people after. Not typically, at least.
well, and it was so easy to make friends too because it was like you like the color purple, so do I. We're best friends now. When we were
Well,
kids.
to be fair, I was homeschooled, so this feels right at home, you know. I haven't had any friends
Oh
my
my
whole
goodness.
life, so there you go.
Aww.
Right,
No,
we
I
have
have
a new
my
mission.
I have my internet people. I'm happy with that.
How are you ladies doing down there? All three of you. Down there. Are you
I'm
okay?
good.
Okay. How's your Tuesday?
Yeah.
Yes, you good?
You can't
I
see it, but I'm
Wednesday.
smiling.
I have allergies, so I'm so out of it. Every time I get allergies, my brain feels like it's running at half speed. So forgive me for being quiet.
Is the
Let me-
wind blowing really bad where you're at too? Like we have such bad wind here.
It's actually not bad yet, but I feel like it's going. I just feel it like it's going to.
Yeah,
So
it's probably coming your way. Sorry in advance.
Yeah.
It's so bad right now. Like I had to shut my window because everything's going crazy. Ugh.
yeah.
How did
American problems.
Yep.
American problem.
American desert problems.
The desert, yeah.
That's what it is.
Johnny, what were you about to say?
Or was that Max?
That was Max.
Oh, I was just gonna say, how did
Oh.
the time change affect everyone? Did that
Ugh.
My
was
gosh.
that for me?
Yeah.
That was brutal this year. I don't know why, but it hit
Because we're getting
hard.
old is why.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Long winter.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm glad
I
I don't
hate
have to
springing
work,
forward.
and I actually am on a break from work like, for the
Oh.
time change. So that's kind of nice. I get a week
That's
to
so
adjust.
Yay!
Good.
Oh, God, it's awful. I hate springing forward. It makes me feel like I lost an hour of my life. Like
Yeah.
my life. Not even just a day. No, my whole life is now lost however many hours it is from here until November. And my life is short enough as it is. Okay, like stop it. Give
Yeah.
all my hour back. Give it back. Me.
I mean, my sleep schedule has been busted this week anyway. So have I really lost anything? Monday at work,
Sanity.
a little bit at work, I get a call. There's a sick call. Want to do nights? I go. I finish work at 5. I'll go home, sleep, do night shift, and do a shift the next day, and then sleep for 12 hours. So I'm
She
good.
worked
I
like
think.
30 million hours the
Yeah,
last couple
yeah.
days.
Yeah.
I think Front Porch Conservative, we need to work on that shipping name. I don't know, Johnny. I don't know.
Yeah,
It
my
could-
whole name's in there.
Yeah.
What about
try again?
What about
Lonnie?
like
Maxie?
what about mahogany? Like kind of a
Mahogany?
make it sound real, you know?
Where did
Johnny,
G come
don't
from?
face palm. You know that sounds good.
I didn't give consent to this.
I'm just throwing out ideas. We don't have to stick to any of these.
We'll find a name for you
The
guys.
chat will come up with one. Don't worry.
Money.
Money. Oh, money.
Manny.
but-
Yeah.
Chewy, thank you for the $5. X-Ray Girl, Kelly and Tugs looks so freaking stunning. Chewy has come to show support. Houston, Texas, holding it down. Thank you, Chewy.
One of these days, Chewy's going to super chat and or bit us and tell us that he and Lauren Leal are getting married, and it's going to be great.
Well, probably. I like MV Johnny.
MV Johnny. Ooh, Ooh.
I just don't understand why my name's so dominant. They just want my whole name in there, and then Max just gets like a portion of his.
Please be friends with Johnny. Look at everybody's like, Johnny needs friends.
All right, I'll make some friends. I could stand
John
to make some
VP.
friends.
Ooh.
John VP.
Ooh.
You guys, I know you guys can do better. I know you're gonna warm up for it. It's fine. I'll come up with something. I'll come up with something.
So earlier, when we were backstage, I was asking, does anyone here bake?
Yeah, that would be
Don't
me.
ask me. Absolutely.
The one in the middle, frog.
That's about it.
Does anyone ever use vanilla extract?
Oh my god, I know what you're gonna tell us. Okay. I hate this fact. I hate this fact with all of my being.
Wait, we should have Kelly tell it then. If Kelly already knows kind of what it's going to be.
Well, okay.
Can I say what I've done with it before?
Oh, sure. Let's hear.
Whoa.
Okay. I once took a teaspoon of vanilla extract and I ate it.
Oh, how that tastes.
No.
Is it
Pure?
good?
It was like a game that we were playing. It was like one of those games where it's like blindfold yourself and you have to put something in your mouth and taste test what it is. Like you have to say what it is. You know, it was like a trust game. I don't know. But anyways, we did it with vanilla extract and I had that in my mouth and I ate it.
That's
What's
too
the
much.
thing now? Tell me.
I'm
so sorry. It's like the cinnamon challenge. Why did you do
Yeah,
that?
I never done that. But
Well,
wait, what's
cinnamon
the
challenge
thing now? I'm
is-
scared.
Could kill you. You shouldn't put that much dry stuff in your mouth, okay?
Am I gonna
Like
die?
dust. What?
Am I gonna die? What's happening?
No, you're not gonna die. No.
Okay.
So,
You might wish you were dead once she gives us this.
I
fact.
don't know what she's gonna say. I'm scared.
Okay, Kelly, I want to hear your version of what you know.
Okay, I heard this a few years ago, so I might be rusty on the exact like minor details, but I believe that not all vanilla extract, but some vanilla extract is actually extracted from the anal glands of beavers.
Of a
think
beaver?
Yeah,
I have
I think-
heard that.
I think that's what it
knew
is.
it was gonna be something like that. I knew.
Uh-huh.
Well, you know what? I'm Canadian and I'm pretty much a beaver, so it doesn't matter.
I honestly had no idea. What? Why a beaver? That's so weird. I have
So,
questions.
This
It's
is
that
why
natural maple syrup. That's why.
This is why I prefer
boy.
chocolate. Go chocolate, people.
That comes from the moose.
I was gonna say that's the moose extract.
Mhm.
God.
So this is why pure versus artificial. I was asking because I don't think you knew at that point what you were using, but so we use vanilla and everything. We have it in our baked goods. We have it in candles. A lot of good things. I actually do really like the flavoring of vanilla. I do agree. So what do beavers have to do with vanilla extract?
Great
They
question.
have sweet smelling butts.
Oh
I'm
no.
getting a beaver.
So are people?
I mean, is it weird that I'm kind of jealous? Like,
Why? Every time they toot, it will smell good.
Oh my god!
That's a
That's why we have
great.
vanilla.
I'm kind
I
of
mean,
jealous.
is she wrong? I don't think she's wrong. I mean, she's not wrong. Could be worse. It could be a skunk, and we
So,
could get our
like,
vanilla
Free
extract from that.
So in like in factories where they're making like vanilla products, is there just like a conveyor belt where people are squeezing beavers? Like what? How does
I
this-
know. I
Fun.
have questions.
They poot and it goes in the bottle.
I don't know. So they have a castor gland located underneath the tail, close to the bum hole.
Ugh.
It produces a slimy brown substance called castoreum. So this is used to mark their territory. Oh, I wonder if it has a musky fragrance similar to vanilla.
See?
Yep. So this is usually used in perfumes
See?
and in foods.
Krista, you're not
My-
going to win this one. I don't care. Like,
She's going, see,
you're
guys,
not
I
gonna-
told
You're not going
you.
to justify it in my mind.
So my question is, who is the guy who first found out about this?
Yeah,
like,
this was like,
what
I
was-
need to taste this.
And you're like, what was the scenario that some guy had to, or girl had to figure out that this was going to be used for vanilla extract? No
I
clue.
don't know.
Like
I
I
don't
can see it being a
know.
fragrance, like maybe a girl back in the old days, like, well, I want to smell good.
Oh, maybe, yeah.
And was like, you know what? I kind of want to eat it. And she was like, sure, girl, whatever. And then it just happened. And she like didn't tell her. And then later she's like, well, crap. Now we have to deal with this. Like everyone likes it. So I guess I'm scraping a beaver's butt from like here on out.
Whoever the person
Are the
is.
beavers at the factory, or do they like hire people to like go out?
I'm a professional beaver gland extractor.
I'm gonna like
Beaver
Google
squeezer.
job, like beaver anal gland extractor.
Wow, that's a really long title. It's almost kind of impressive.
It's,
Yes, and yes. So
Sarah's like,
Sarah,
"Please pay attention."
I was about to get there. It is only an artificial vanilla.
I'm
extract.
100% going into my spice cabinet after this and throwing away my villa because I'm pretty sure mine's imitation. Ew.
I'm pretty sure
Trying to
my
make it more expensive or
from like 2010 anyway.
That's probably, I think so too, dude. Now that I'm thinking about it. Yeah, you're probably right.
Because I literally don't bake, so
It says here, don't rush into your kitchen and purge all your vanilla extract from your cabinets or toss your vanilla ice cream from the freezer. It's rarely used to flavor food anymore. The FDA ruled it as it poses no health risks.
I don't believe
But
you.
it's not a but. It just sounds
I believe
gross.
Tim Hortons uses that. I think that's their special sauce or something.
Is that why
It's
their
like in all of
coffee's
our
so good?
coffees. Yeah.
Guys,
That's why the
that's
coffee
why
is so
coffee's
cheap.
so good. It's so good.
What was that other thing
Okay.
let's go to the other thing we were talking about, which is how you die doing selfies. Because you know,
Oh, we're just gonna. All right, we're gonna skip through this. We're just like, all right, that's where you get the vanilla.
I don't want to
Anyway.
talk anymore about beaver booties. It's weird. Krista, you have to get a beaver though.
Excuse me. Coming from the girl that taught me about how bulls and cows are mating.
That's true.
Ooh.
Yeah. Yeah. It's
Mm.
it's an artificial inseminator, if you will. And you hold look, Kelly does. You hold the thing and you into the tube. And then you have a certain amount of time, you run from the horse to the little labby thing, and they have to in little test tubes and then they sell it.
I'm at this point
It's
in my
tough being
life
a
where I'm
farmer.
realizing the more
You
I
don't-
know, the less happy I am. I don't want to know these things. This is-
It's a
I will
thing.
say,
but yes,
How does
Krista,
it
you should
work?
get a beaver.
Krista, you'll have natural vanilla scent at home having a beaver. Plus, it's like the national symbol of Canada.
Yeah, I agree.
Your house is gonna
I'll get
smell so
one.
good.
I'll get one tomorrow, or maybe
Yeah.
tonight. I'll go out
It's
tonight.
like-
I'm too excited.
Do you like the smell of my beaver? Oh no.
I mean,
Oh,
could you
no,
just,
no,
like, go
phrasing.
outside in like your backyard and find them?
Phrasing.
Aren't they just there?
I could start making my own vanilla extract with my own beaver.
And then you could sell it on the side and make like a hobby. See?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm gonna
You wanna
quit
extract
YouTube.
that
And...
though. Oh.
I mean, if anybody who has pets, you've never done their little anal glands when they get stuck.
Girl, my
Mm.
Anal
dog,
glands in the
she
back of
expelled hers
no?
all on her own. I just had to wash all
Yeah.
my couch cushions because the
The
homegirl
worst.
lets it rip on the regular.
Oh,
Thank
wait,
God
that
my
was
couch is
something
washable.
Oh, it's
All of
awful.
it's gone.
It
Well, that's
smells
what you have
so
to
bad.
get. I mean, because I have a cat, and the first thing I did with him was I got him spayed and neutered. Because like they will spray everywhere if you don't fix that quick.
Yeah, and it's not
Wow.
not a piece. It's not pee. It's like worse than, and it does
It's
not
like
come out. Oh my God,
pheromones or something.
bad. Yeah.
For my dog anyway. It smells like freaking like a freshly dead salmon.
Mhm.
The anal
Right.
gland. Yeah.
Not in the good way.
Yeah, it's so gross. Ugh. So they get stuck, and you have to pop them. And we had to do that at the animal shelter. And sometimes, depending on how full they were, like you had to duck and cover because. But what it is the anal glands secrete like the smell. Now I'm just getting into it. But the anal glands they secrete the smell when they poo, so that it wards off like other animals and stuff not to come near them, kind of thing. That's what it does. But
Just
sometimes it
animals?
doesn't do it right. Sometimes it doesn't do it right, and so like they get, and it's very painful for them. And if you don't express it,
Ew.
it could cause infection. It's a big whole thing. But yeah, but that's what all animals do it when they go poo. There's like this little film that their anal glands dispel, and it covers the poo in a certain smell. So like if it's a little animal, like a little dog or a little cat or a little bunny or whatever, the bigger predator goes, oh no, I don't want to be anywhere near this. Instead of going, yeah, that smells good. That smells like vanilla. I want to eat that. You know what I mean? So like it keeps away the predators.
Yeah, like I asked my vet, I was like, she does it all the time. Like I've never touched her butthole in my life. Swear to God.
I'm
She
glad
just
she
does
doesn't
it, which
have
I
her own.
guess is a good thing because the vet was like, oh, then we don't have to like do it for her. If she's good, she's good. I'm like, but it's on the couch where I nap, where I sit, where I eat it. Like it's in the heart of the home, and it's not okay.
It's so gross, and it's like you have to sage the place and like, ugh. It's not as bad as cat spray, but it's pretty bad. It smells like rotten egg died.
I'm captivated by this conversation.
I did not know this was going this way.
I'm happy for you, bro, because I'm recording. So,
Johnny, you have a don't you have a pet, Johnny? You have a dog, don't you?
I did. He's in Southern California now doing search and rescue. So I was raising
anal glands on his own. Then we don't have to worry.
Yeah, I mean, I'm very familiar with what you're talking about. I'd just like to have that portion of my life, behind me. But here's the funny thing: August 26th. I just looked it up on my phone. It's a long ways away, but it's International Dog Day. Tugs, we need to do like a dog stream, and we'll just give like nasty dog stories from like your days in animal services and my days working for 7 years at a dog kennel. And we got plenty of them.
Oh, we're gonna have we could go on for hours.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure.
I'm gonna put it on my calendar. Dog Day stream on August 26th.
I just want to know how you guys express these glands. That's just so weird. Did you like pop them with a needle?
Like a zit. You pop them like a zit.
So, yeah. What was the next?
Well, one second. Be Carswell for $2.
I'm hungry.
Real question.
Chris is like, I could go for some vanilla.
Okay, I'm just thinking about this. Okay, so this question here, real question: what do we eat from a beaver? Oh my god, I couldn't say. I eat beaver tails. There's a thing called beaver tails. It's good. It's really good.
Really?
It's a Canadian delicacy. Let me find it.
It's not an actual beaver tail. It just looks like a beaver tail, and they slap some chocolate on it. Think of it like a stretched out churro.
Oh, I thought they like actually cut their tails off. I was like,
I did too when I first heard of it. I won't lie. Here, this is a beaver tail in Canada. So we have here, right here.
Oh, that looks so good.
Right here. That look good.
Hey,
so
yo.
there's so many different toppings.
Okay, who's coming with me to Canada to get beaver tails?
All right,
and vanilla extract.
I'm on my way.
Mm-hmm.
No. I'm not getting vanilla extract anything from this point on. And
okay, there's not that. Okay,
comes with
it's got bananas on it.
You need the authentic experience. If you're gonna have a beaver tail, you need vanilla extract on the tail, right?
Can I get it fresh from the beaver? Can the beaver be on the table?
Oh no.
Ooh, they have a strawberry
Don't
cheesecake
ask
one.
Krista. She's gonna get a beaver. You can get fresh from Krista.
Yes.
She can ship it
come
to
over
you
to
in a tiny
Krista's.
little bottle.
I've never had the strawberry cheesecake. I want that now. That looks so good.
Imagine not knowing that and being like, "This is homemade ice cream," and it'd be like, "Guess who contributed?" And it's like, "This is my beaver, Billy."
My friend, yeah.
He helped me make it.
We're all natural here at the Christinova household, so we have
100%
beavers here.
organic.
Yeah, all organic.
Yeah.
You got chickens in the back. You got your beaver in the house with you.
We got what is it? Walking ducks? What do you call them? What are your ducks that don't
Running
fly?
ducks.
Running ducks.
Running.
Those
are my favorite birds.
They don't fly. They got
look at them. Google them. They don't fly, and they just run around and they wobble. So they look like what are those things called? Pins? Like bowling pins? They look like pins.
Right, let me find
out. Now that you say that, they do look like bowling. Now that I'm never.
Yeah, I'm looking at them. They do look like bowling pins. Oh my god.
Pull them up. They're so cute.
I think I should go Googling.
Can I just say, this is a fact that we kind of skipped over. Since 2013, only 300 pounds of castoreum, so that's the
do it again, Kelly.
Production,
let me get a good one.
Produced annually.
Oh, yeah, look. That's my family.
So
I'm sorry.
We love them.
Look, they don't fly. Look how cute they are.
They don't. They're so weird.
I'm not a bowler, but I have the sudden urge to chuck a bowling ball at them now.
You don't have a sudden urge to chuck a beaver at them?
I don't think I ever want to touch a beaver. So.
Gooey duck. Gooey duck.
I like calling it geoduck. Geoduck.
Geoducks.
Sounds
They're
like a
really
Pokemon.
cute. Oh my gosh.
They're so freaking cute.
It's so easy because you just.
Beat Carsel for $2 says vet offered to teach me. I said, LOL, that's okay. It's like cutting dogs' nails. I'd rather just pay someone to do it. It's just so much easier.
My cats, I have them sit in my lap, and I usually can get through their front, like the one front paw before I have to let them go and run.
Shorty, is that a base you got behind you?
It's an unused base. We're borrowing it from someone because we want to learn.
I was gonna say, do you play?
I can play actually upright string bass. I have never really. It applies a little to electric bass. I can do like smoke on the water.
There you go. Okay. I have mine next to me, which is like I was like, interesting. Okay.
Yeah, we borrowed that from a friend. It's pretty nice.
I didn't know you played bass, Max. Show us a little something.
Oh God.
I know.
No. What other?
yeah.
I'm sure we have musicians on this panel. Who else plays an instrument?
Oh, not me.
Krista, you
Krista
probably
plays a
sing.
kazoo.
She uses her vocal cords to sing. She's right. No.
No, she uses a kazoo.
Yeah.
Krista
Oh.
has the kazoo. Christina plays.
I'm a
it's the
professional kazoo player.
That's right. That's right.
I play
Hey,
piano.
Oh, that's cool. See, that's like a legit like Shorty and Jonny both have like legitimate instruments, like stand-up bass and piano are like classic.
Hey, this is a legitimate thing.
Kazoo.
No, Christina is a professional violin, right?
Yeah, I play violin and viola is my main thing. But since I teach it, I have to play like cello, upright bass, and all that kind of stuff.
Oh
So
wow.
I can do a little of everything.
Wow.
So I
You're
suck at
resident
piano. That's the hubby. I know how it works. I can play a scale, but you know.
Ooh, Mark plays the upright bass.
Mark, we
have
don't
one.
want to know what you do in the bedroom.
That's right. Me and Mark talked about this that one stream, and I was like, "What? So
yeah.
cool.
Mhm.
Heck yeah!"
Like it's like the scene from I Love You Man when he's like, I slap it the bass, man. When he's, like,
Oh,
slapping
yeah.
the bass. I don't know if you guys have seen that movie.
Fun. I need to get my own. They're just so expensive, and I'm short, so I need like a fancy one. I need a weird size because
A
I'm
custom
little.
one.
Or a really tall
Yeah.
stool.
Yes, a really tall stool. I actually like to stand up and play. I know that's so weird. Like you can do either, but I like
Oh,
standing up. I feel like when I sit, my posture's crappy. It's like when I stand,
Oh yeah.
it like feels better. I feel more open. But I love slapping the bass. It's so fun. It's so much more fun than violin and viola, but it hurts. It hurts my left hand a lot. I don't have calluses like that.
No.
I want to play an instrument again, and I said this to Mark. I'm like, if I partner on Twitch, I'm gonna get a piano.
Oh, I've always wanted to learn how to play the piano.
Yeah,
Always.
and I'll go
Great
put it
choice.
like somewhere close by.
Put it where
Because
Baby Yoda's at.
I used to play. Do you guys have real conservatory music in the States or no?
Oh, what?
Real
It's
conservatory.
necessarily like royal. Our big music schools would be like Juilliard, Manhattan, Tisch. My cousin went to Tisch, but not really royal. I think you pretty much have to go to like the UK or
Yeah.
Canada.
To do that. So maybe it's like a British thing, but I did up to grade 9 piano, and then I would have had to do like the teacher's version, and then I could teach kids how to.
You were probably really good. I think you're selling yourself really short right now.
I mean,
Yeah,
I will say my mom did say I was really good. I just never applied myself, and that's probably why I stopped playing.
Yeah, and parents are always like, "You're amazing," and it's like,
Oh, yeah. Never trust the
No.
parents.
Like, Mom, just let me do what I want. I just want to be friends with people and hang out. I don't wanna
Friends.
play
See,
piano.
Johnny, friends. Make those.
Yeah, they're overrated.
Johnny how to make friends right now.
It's fine.
Johnny.
Here's to
You know,
hoping.
I'll-
I'm not worried about it. I'm busy.
Glitter
I'm
in your
working.
beard helps make
Yeah.
friends. What is
trying
that?
to
What's
make
that there,
money.
Max?
I'm trying to build
Oh,
a
it's your
future.
cord.
Yeah, it's just me.
Make friends. See, Kobe had a great quote before he passed away, which was "Friends hang sometimes, banners hang forever," and he meant like championships.
Oof.
Unless there's a
So-
fire in the
Damn.
building.
Wow. Wow.
That's their point.
You didn't think that,
Crap.
girl. I'm just saying. Throwing it
Yeah.
out there.
Yeah, friends will come
Wow.
in time, but I got stuff I'm working on. So
Like I think when I think about friends, like quality is what I try to strive for, because you can have as many friends as you want, but do you actually talk about the deep stuff, like the stuff that really matters?
Like beaver booties.
Yeah, we're best
stuff
friends
that
because we talk
matters.
about it.
And
Yeah.
definitely make you closer. Definitely.
And anal glands on dogs. This is the real
Oh my
question.
god.
And
Randomly, I'm
my
gonna send X-ray girl a photo of
problems.
somebody using the tool on a horse and just with no context. I'm just gonna send it to her. Make her day.
Ooh.
It's gonna be
Please
great.
don't.
It's gonna be great.
I don't need that on my feed. Next thing you know, I'm gonna get like ads for horse extraction.
Oh my god!
Yeah,
We just got
oh,
every
that's the
single bit of
weirdest ads
conversation
on our
ad.
phones. Oh man, I'm about to check right now. That would be nuts.
You're opening a box you don't want to open.
Yeah, I don't know if I want to see that.
Oh my god! Beaver bonding. See, yeah.
JS Pena for $1.99 says, "Hey guys, sorry I haven't been in the last 2 weeks. No worries. You can always catch up on our streams as we leave it up."
It's already gone out once.
Yeah, so if you guys haven't drank already, take a
I
shot.
had a sip.
Whenever his camera goes out, the rule is you have to drink whatever it is.
Yeah.
And water. is
Quarter,
fine, you know.
Quarter Black is actually helping me out with it right now. So I'm running my DSLR camera, like Canon, that I, do my videos with through the like Cam Link, the 4K Cam Link, and it just doesn't. For some reason, it has the camera turn off every like 30 minutes or 45 minutes or something. So I either need to download a different software or utilize a different camera, but the frame rate's great on this. But yeah, for some reason, the Cam Link just does not like to work with it. So we made a game out of it. So every time it turns off.
It doesn't affect now because I made you big randomly, but it doesn't affect like your quality of your video normally. Normally, I don't know.
Yeah, thankfully, yeah.
Now, but normally you're good. It just goes out. And so we all cheers, mazel tov. And that's that.
Yep.
Quite the experience.
Derby Wormy for $5 says, "To be honest, I'm the same as Johnny and I have no friends, but I do want some. I get super bored on the weekends." Join Discord.
Just go do what you want to do. That's what I do.
Yeah.
If I want to go to the movies, I go by myself. You make friends along the way.
Yeah. I will say, I do monitor Gary's Discord, and I see people all the time in the voice chat. My friends there too.
Yeah.
His voice chats. People are there during the live shows, and people play games on voice chats there. So who knows? People with the same ideals might be there. Common ground, hobbies, and all that.
This may be a good question for the panel, and I'll throw this out there and see what you guys think. But I'm in the same boat as Johnny. I don't really have too many friends, here specifically where I'm at. Being in the Marine Corps, you move all over the place, so you never really settle down somewhere. So this weekend, I'm going to like a church event to see if it's like a 20s and 30s group.
Oh jeez.
That's my initial reaction. I've always gone to church. Whether or not my friends have faith or not, like, doesn't matter to me. But I thought, hey, maybe I'll meet people. What do you guys think? Have any of you done that before? Does that seem like, should that like be like the last resort right now?
No, it's not be the last resort.
Husband there. Like I met them separately. I went to like middle school with one of them, the girl, and then I went to college with the guy. They never knew each other. I was like, man, they'd be really cool together, but they'll never meet. There's no way. And then like after we graduate, they started going to the same local church. And I was like, oh my God, they're in a picture together. Oh my God, they're going to get married. They're going to get married. And now they're married. It's so weird.
That's so cute.
I called it so long ago. Like, it works. And they do some like really cool stuff. Like it looks really fun.
That's
if I wanted friends, I might go.
Yeah, honestly, I think it's a great idea, because then at least you have something like super common between the two of you. And I've talked about this with Tugs. There's a couple of things that like are pretty big in a relationship. If you want kids and religion, if you don't cohesively mesh in any relationship, then friendship depends on your views. It could affect it greatly. So I mean, having the same mindset in some ways like that, outlook on life. It's a great way to meet people.
It is great.
Yeah.
And even if you don't find anybody that like you find romantically, but yeah, friends in general, because you guys already have something, a base in common, and then you just go from there. I think that's great.
For sure.
Mhm.
Well,
No,
thank
it
you.
could-
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Should be
go
a
ahead,
great thing. Should be a great thing. But yeah, the reason why I was like, oh gosh, is because I'm familiar with those. And I mean, when people meet each other and they're single anyway, everybody from the get is like measuring each other up, just being like, oh, how could I be with this person one day? You know, and it's like you either get the answer for that quickly or you get it on later. And then, but that kind of function, it's like a bunch of 20s and 30s and everybody's single and that sort of thing. And it's a church group. It's like, they're like on a mission. Yeah, that
hormones are just like flying
waiting for
everywhere.
that.
I cannot handle that as an introverted person. I hate that. I hate meeting someone
You know
and being like, I know what you're thinking. Like she could be like the most gorgeous woman ever, and I'd be like, man, she's pretty cool. But like my introverted self will be like, I know you're just like kind of like checking me out because like this is this church function and I'm uncomfortable right now and I just want to go home. And so
Johnny
I think
is
it'd
not
be great
there.
for you, but yeah, those kind of things freak me out.
You know
But
what?
I
Johnny
think it's
is
a
not
good thing.
there. I was going to say, Johnny is not there to be easy on the eyes for you
Oh
guys.
my
He's
God.
there to be at a
Oh,
church
God.
function. No, I'm kidding.
See, Frosk is perfect for me. That's what I figured out.
No, there's so like I go to and I haven't done it in a while because I've kind of lost my confidence about it. But I used to go to we have a country bar here in Vegas called Stoney's, and I love to dance. And all of my friends for the most part have moved away, and the one or two that are still here have like kids and stuff, so they can't always go out. I just go and I do line dancing, and sometimes I two-step if I'm feeling it, and then I leave. Like, bye. You know, but you hang out with people, and sometimes if you're regular enough, you're like, oh, hey, Joe, or hey, whoever, and you find people that like you can, especially as a girl, like you find people that you like trust a little bit, and you can kind of latch on to if things get weird with anybody else. But it's fun. But there's also that website Meetup. I don't know if you guys have ever done Meetup, but Meetup is a lot of fun, and it's literally you join the website, it's free. But people plan things like, oh, I've always wanted to try this new steakhouse. I made a reservation for 12. It's $25 a person to cover whatever. You know, sign up and let me know if you're interested. And then you and 11 other strangers go and have steak together at a steakhouse. And you're like, this restaurant is terrible. We're going to go get drinks, or it's really good, or whatever. And then that gives you a chance to like learn your city a little bit more too. It's really cool. Meetup's a great place. I like Meetup a lot. So I say go, Max. And then keep us updated because now I want to know.
Yeah, for sure. And chat, thank you guys so much. I've been reading everyone saying like, yeah, go. It should be fun. I didn't mean to derail the conversation, but yeah, I appreciate it. I'll definitely go and you know, report back, because my whole thing was not so much what you were saying, Johnny, as far as like I definitely understand the dynamic and the dilemma of like everyone is almost kind of like on the hunt, if you will, you know, at some of those events. But for me, I felt like it was manufactured. You know, I felt like it was like, hey, we're forcing genuine relationship instead of just allowing it to happen. Because you get the picture of like the extreme like youth pastor who's like, what's up, guys? And I'm like, oh no, you know. But all that being said, I will
have to manufacture it though.
Because I mean, yeah, for sure. At first,
because at our age, like you just don't run into like, how am I supposed to meet people now? Being in my early 30s, single, like
just
I work from home. Yeah, I work from home. I'm not going to meet anybody that way. So it's like you have to be intentional about that. So yeah, in some sense, it's going to look manufactured. But I hear all the time that great things come from that. Like people are intentional about things like that, and good things come from it.
Yeah, I think in like the church community, you got to be careful because it's like sometimes they're just so friendly that it's like, would you actually get along outside of this? And it's going to be getting them like hanging out in the group and going, hey, do you want to go grab lunch one day? And like getting them whoever, if it's just a friend person or interest or romantic interest, but getting them outside of that and just seeing who they are outside of the group. So even if you find someone who's like, oh, I could totally be friends with him or her or whatever, you know, it's going to be getting them outside of that. Because sometimes in the church groups, people can like act a certain way. Like I curse a lot, but I try not to in front of I don't know, my students at work and at church. So it's like, you know, you want to get people when they're the most real version of themselves too.
You should definitely not have watched me on last month's stream then, because I was swearing like a sailor. But so for Mr. or Mrs. Pena here, for me, I learned this in college from one of my best friends. Ask her if she wants a drink. Super simple, very harmless, and it's really kind and generous. Some of them will take advantage of it and they'll say, "Oh, well, thanks," and then they'll walk away. Yeah. Or it starts a conversation, but that's always how I've done it. As far as I think Hokies asked if I knew about CNA. I'm sorry, Hokies, I do not know what that is. But yeah, so that's it.
Jonny, you have any answers for JS Pena here? Any thoughts?
Me?
Yeah.
No. Ask a married dude. Ask someone who's pulled it off.
No, I'm gonna.
I'm still. I'm still. I mean,
Christina, any thoughts? Any thoughts, Christina?
Oh, I guess I shouldn't have said anything because I kind of
knew I was coming to you anyway, but I wasn't gonna start with you. But now I'm starting with you.
I guess that's pretty bad because I kind of approached my husband. I mean, he flirted with me, but he didn't make a move. And finally, I was like, "Dude, well, I like you. What's going on? Like, come on, can we? Like, what's happening? I like you. It's a thing." And so I think guys who are upfront. I don't think beating around the. I think it's annoying to beat around the bush a lot. I'm like, I know there's a fine line between you met someone like once and it being kind of creepy, and then between like, oh, we've seen each other a few times. Like maybe let's go do something public, like get some coffee or a lunch, or brunch or something like that. But if it's like, hey, you want to come over and like play? No, I just met you. Find that common interest and be like, hey, you want to go talk about it over like coffee? Like coffee's harmless and there's usually lots of people around. You have to just feel that person out. Like if they're a partier, like, yes, let's go get drinks. But if they're more muted of a person, oh, maybe brunch, lunch, coffee in a public place where we're safe, like, even ground.
And be open.
Any thoughts?
Open to being rejected. Like,
and just being upfront. And a good girl will just be like, hey, I'm not really interested in anything like that right now. And you could say, well, just as friends, like I'm just looking here to make friends. We don't have to take it too seriously,
That's a good question. Do you guys think that male and females can be platonic?
Absolutely.
Yes. There are ways to make sure that it stays platonic, because there are things that people do. Like if I'm dating someone, or of course married at this point, I'm not going to go and hang out at my guy friend's house, the two of us.
Right.
There's certain lines that you just don't cross, and I think that you could be friends with
not unless like you brought your significant other and he's also like their friend. That makes it like better.
Yeah. So it just depends on what you're doing, where you're doing it, because I mean, you hanging out with a other gender in private, that could suggest something else. I'm just saying.
Absolutely.
I agree with that. I feel like there's a fine line, even when you completely trust each other. Like if my husband went and hung out with like, I don't know, I wouldn't say like someone I didn't know. I would definitely be like, and you're inviting me, right? Like Christina,
exactly.
But yeah,
man, I'm getting. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, you go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say I got slammed in the comments for my drink comment.
I know.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, everyone's gonna be a little bit different. I think it's harmless. I think it's a simple way to ask a girl what her name is, get her favorite drink, and you start a conversation. If it does seem cringy, like if that's not her type of style, then yeah, like Shorty was saying, like just be upfront. Just go up to her and say, "Hey, my name's so and so. What's your name?" Like I don't know, like. And then allow the conversation to go from there. But the drink always kind of gives you an in. And hey, if you're at a coffee shop, maybe it's coffee. I don't know. But
Michael, if she thinks you're attractive, she's not going to have a problem with you buying her a drink. And that's the thing. There's two problems that dudes have. One is they don't take initiative and they don't initiate anything because they're afraid of being rejected. It's a risk. And you have to be willing to take that risk. Maybe you should be okay with being rejected. Not everybody's going to like you. That's fine. You know, it's happened enough to me where it's like, if somebody tells me no, it's not the end of the world. You know, I've been through enough relationships. But then there's the other end of it where they don't take no for an answer. Listen, if she doesn't tell you just no flat out, but you're getting the impression over and over again that she's not interested, she doesn't want to talk with you. Because like my last girlfriend, for example, when we first started dating, anywhere I was, she went to. Any sort of group activity, any sort of, she wanted to go. Anything I invited her to, she wanted to be at too, because she was interested, you know? And so it wasn't hard to put two and two together to be like, there's interest there. Yeah. But if you approach somebody and they're interested, they'll be down for it for sure. They'll take a drink. But if not, I just wouldn't push it. I'd be like, okay, she's not interested.
You know your answer, right?
Yeah, okay. Exactly.
Hold on. Before we continue, because I'm loving this. I love this. Krista's got to go, so I wanted to say goodbye. I didn't want to just be like, Krista. She's got to go.
I don't know what's happening with my computer.
That's a lot of eyes there. Okay.
I know. I was like, okay. Yeah, I gotta go host because Jeremy's on traveling right now, and I gotta go host a stream Splatoon. So yeah, I gotta go and get set up. But I had fun. I'll be back soon, okay?
You have fun.
And happy St. Patty's Day.
Happy
and
St.
don't
Patty's Day.
Drink or eat any vanilla extract for obvious reasons.
unless it's from your Beaver, yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, my phrasing on that one was a bit off.
Phrasing.
Yes. Slide in my DMs if you want that good.
Oh no! Don't say it!
Can I go now?
Failure right there.
Let's just go to Chewy for $5. So special shout out to the bartender Cheyenne over at Christian's Tailgate.
Oh no!
Is a hype for staying real for better or worse with me. Yep. Wow, that I thought I was bad with phrasing, but that was
sorry. That was
like slide in my DMs for that good. No. We're not
Gland of the Beaver.
We're not doing that. Good Lord. Oh my God.
Krista will have to I will actually have to DM her and say, I am so sorry. For my
Spider Unlimited for $1.99 says MVP, DM me. We will get this done. What city you in?
What are we getting done?
I have no idea what's getting done.
What am I getting done, guys?
I think you're getting done.
I'm getting done.
Oh,
am I gonna?
Spider shooting their shot.
Oh my God! Look, Michael, you guys, Michael's got thoughts. I'm scared right now. What?
Yikes,
Michael.
I already lost
wow.
Okay.
Can you read it?
So,
you might have had a strong experience before. That's what
there has definitely been a strong experience here. I don't know what the experience has been, but yikes.
Because
we're not all like that. I promise.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've always felt like, because like all you guys on this panel has said, like confidence and being upfront, being forthcoming about things. Like confidence is so attractive in anyone. So whether it's you're buying her a drink or whether it's you're asking her name, if you come about that with like confidence and like showing interest, that's going to go a long way. And I think all of you guys have expressed that tonight. But so yeah.
Oh, okay. We got here. He is shooting his shot. I'll be your wingman for $1.99. Thanks, Spider.
Oh, for $1.99. Okay, I'll pay him to be my wingman. No, I'm kidding. Sounds good.
$1.99. The super chat's $1.99.
The super chat. Honestly, I think so there's like different types of women out there. Some like to be approached. Some don't want to be approached. How you approach them. I think a name introduction goes a long way. I've always said this. I hate when men, like when I went out and danced, and they literally just, I call this the back attack. Where they start, we talked about this. Where they just start dancing and hold you from behind. Hate it. I'm like, who are you? Why are you touching me? I don't even know what you look like. Like it's so weird. Yeah, and I think every guy has gone through it where you just do that until you find the woman who lets you do it. But like I said,
every guy is no.
Except Jonny here.
yeah. I don't meet people. So
no, but like it's fine that if you've gone through it, but just I like being asked, like, would you like to dance? My name is You know, what's yours? And then it at least starts that conversation.
Consent is sexy. That's what I hear a lot of people say. Like, ask for, can I hold your hand? Is it okay if I kiss you? Like, asking those things. I know some girls are going to be like, just give it to,
Just
but
do it.
most people nowadays appreciate someone who's like, is that okay? I don't want to like freak you out. Like, is it okay if I dance with you, milady? Or if I sit here, that's okay. Like, I think that would speak volumes as to like, you're being polite and not so forward that it's like, okay, freak, and you'll know right off the bat, the girl's either going to roll her eyes and turn away and be like, not interested, or she's going to turn and be like, okay, maybe, like, and if you get the bad vibe, just go, whatever, no harm, no foul.
At least you shot your shot. You're never gonna think about it. I'm like, dang, I should have.
Now, let me ask this, because I've seen, sorry.
Take a drink.
In the words of Ripa, hydrate. Gotta hydrate. This isn't a nervous sip.
Drinking.
Oh my god, that thing is
That is a jug. Holy crap.
I try and do a gallon a day. But anyway, so Michael has said a couple times, and I think maybe a couple other people, but so okay, let's say the drink thing is off the table. It's not a good way, and it's bad advice, and it makes you look like a beta. What would be the correct way? How do I introduce myself to, like, if I shouldn't? Yeah, go ahead, Kelly.
Interject. Okay, so I feel like this is also subjective because it really it's like assuming that everyone's on the same platform and everyone's not. Everyone is so unique. So why does, like, I do think that can be a great approach for a lot of people. I don't think, like, to say that that never works is obviously that's such an objective statement, that just in such an absolute statement that rules everything out.
Yeah.
And people are all so unique. Like, one person, for me, a lot of it comes down to energy. So if a guy that's really shy and you can tell he's uncomfortable, if he comes up to me and he tries pretending to be confident, that's uncomfortable for me. But if he comes up to me and like acknowledges that he's uncomfortable or shy, that almost like kind of diffuses the discomfort. Whereas if a guy is genuinely comfortable, but he's like also kind of cocky and abrasive, that's really unappealing too. So, but that's me. So for another girl, that might be appealing. So it's like you can't apply.
There's no winning for.
Yeah.
There's no one solution for every situation.
It's almost like tailor it.
People will know it and either appreciate it or not. And I think it's going to be observing how they respond to you being your most genuine self.
Yeah. Yes. Genuine, being authentic is for sure a big one.
I think the context, and obviously, like, he seemed to have a really strong experience based on, all the capital letters and such. And so I think that, like, for me, I didn't really go out drinking that much. I didn't go to dances much. I did a little bit with my last girlfriend, but other than that, it's just not my thing. And so where I met most women was at church, and we did a lot of activities. I did like youth ministry and that sort of thing. And it was just a different context because there you have a lot of good Christian men, who are just wanting to be respectful of women and that sort of thing. And the frustrating thing for the girls in that situation was the fact that the guy never stepped up and asked him out. Like, there was a lot of guys just being like, they'd be friends, they hang out at these weekly events and that sort of thing, but nobody ever had the balls to initiate.
Yep, and so on the push.
It was frustrating. They were like, where's the confident men at? But that's a totally different context from what he was talking about, of a lot of guys just a lot of guys just going, hey, let me buy you a drink. Let me buy you a drink. And it's pretty clear what they're interested in, So it really just depends on the context and the person a little bit,
Yeah. Like, context, the person, their energy, who you are as a person. Because if you're being inauthentic, or you're trying to you're like renting a Lamborghini for the night to try to give off the appearance that you're one thing and you're not, like, you have to also know it's such a delicate thing, because you can approach one person with one thing that worked for 10 other people, but that might not be the right approach for this one specific. If you're approaching a girl that's a little more shy or more of a bookworm, it might take more to get her kind of out of her shell. And that's speaking from experience for me, because I used to be extremely shy. I still am in certain circumstances, but if a guy came up to me like guns a-blazing, like this thing, baby, I was like out of there, like absolutely not, you know.
Well, if any guy does finger guns to you, I think you should probably like steer clear.
Red flag.
Yeah. If he's ever like, "What's up, girl?" Yeah, that's
And
probably
it's so
not
weird
the move.
nowadays too, like with all social media and stuff, some people won't give out a phone number. You know, they're like, "Oh, you can have my Instagram or Snapchat or Facebook, but I will not give out my phone number." Like, because they don't want, you know, saying all that kind of weird stuff. So that's another weird thing. Thank God I'm not dating now, because I don't know how
It's awful.
do it. It's so different now than it used to be. I have a lot of single friends that are like reaching their 30s or in their mid 20s, and they're just like, "Oh my God, everyone sucks and I don't know how to meet people." Everyone's so like mistrusting nowadays. You know, it takes a lot for someone to prove themselves. And I was like, man, if I was single again, I'd be putting these boys through the ringer. I'm like, I don't trust a single one of you.
No, I do not, right? It's so hard. It's so hard. It's so hard right now. Because, and two, like on the flip side of it, there's been this movement, and I don't know how you ladies feel about it, but there's been this movement too over the last, God, I don't even know how many decades at this point, where we're supposed to be independent. We don't need no man. We don't need none of this. So those of us like myself who are genuinely looking for that kind of a partner, it's even harder to find because we've trained these guys. We've basically trained a lot of men. We have that we don't need them. And so why do they need to put in any effort? Why do they need to be loyal? Why do they need, that comes down to whether or not they're a good person in here and they want to make that effort on their own. For the most part, for me, at least what I've seen watching other girls and seeing the single scene now, especially, we've trained you guys how to be single, how not, it doesn't matter. You can buy 5 drinks for 5 different women and you're probably taking one home. It doesn't, you know what I mean? Like there's, well, I'm an independent woman. I don't need to do any of this stuff. We don't need to date. We don't need to woo each other. We don't need to put in the effort. We sleep around on the first or second date. We do all these things and all this stuff. And so like, there's this disconnect somewhere. I don't know where exactly, but there's this disconnect somewhere, and social media does not help that at all. It does not help, because all you have to do is hit this cute little button that says block.
So I think it, like, there is some validity in that, and I definitely think social media is a big part of it. But I think dating apps, Instagram, all that has changed, because now everyone, that girl next door, that sweet person who's, you know, cute, maybe like an average type person you'd think is like the hottest girl in town, that doesn't exist anymore, because now there's always the next option. There's always that next swipe, that next date, that next person. There's always something that you're trying to like date a Kim Kardashian, if that's what you're into. Like you're trying to find someone that's like that, because now we have so many options. It's almost too many options. Like I've heard people say, I hate dating in major cities, because there's always that next option for so many people. And I get it. Like it's a lot. You keep swiping, that satisfaction when you get like, oh, a match. Oh, this person liked me really a lot. I'm getting so many messages. It just, it inflates this ego that wouldn't have existed 10, 15 years ago.
Yeah. And it's so easy to disconnect with people now, you know, because nowadays, especially my generation and younger, I feel bad for the younger kids. It's a lot of, we don't got to fix it. It's broken. Throw it away. And that's not just that's not just people, but it is people. It's things. 10 years ago, 15 years ago, you didn't want to replace this. You couldn't replace this. So you would either deal with the cracked screen, or you would save up your pennies and go get the screen fixed so you didn't have to replace the phone. Now it's, oh, well, I'll just get another one. And that's the same with a lot of relationships that I personally have seen at 35 years, over the last however many years, is nobody wants to fight for anything. Nobody wants to work through anything. And there's girls my age and younger that are so defeated, so I don't even know what the word is, that they stay with men who cheat on them multiple times. They stay with men who don't treat them whatever way that they want, you know, whatever way they're looking for. If that's, you open the door for me, you open the car door for me, you bring me flowers every day, whatever your standard was, it doesn't matter. I'm happy with, hey, you just came home and we're having takeout. Cool. You know, it just, there are women out there, and I've done this, where we've been in relationships where we literally have to fight for their attention. Like, can you please put me in your schedule this week? I would love to see you. We're boyfriend and girlfriend. I shouldn't have to ask you to put me in your schedule. Like, what? What? But we stay with these guys because that's what we think that we can get. And on the vice versa, men are doing the same thing. They're just kind of going through women because they think that women don't want the things that maybe they want. And it's just like, it's this vicious cycle. And social media has made it so, and modern mentality in general. Oh, my car is broken. Instead of fixing it, I'm going to go buy a new one. Oh, my boyfriend, I don't like the way he chews his pasta. So instead of telling him to chew his pasta differently or saying like, maybe you can just not chew so loud or don't make him pasta.
Yes. And to piggyback off that, it's like worse when you get older, because when you're younger, you're still like trying to find yourself and you're very open to new things. But as you get older, and I know we're not that old, but we do get set in our ways. Like, especially if you've been single for a long time, you're like, oh, I like sleeping on this side of my bed. This is my favorite thing. And when you bring someone else into that, it's like, whoa. Yeah. If you don't match me perfectly, no, boo-boo, I got my life figured out. You're just like, trying to make it better here. So it makes it worse, I think, the older we get, because we know exactly what we want.
Oh, we are pickier.
It's so hard to find it in perfection. And like
nobody's perfect. Nobody's going to be perfect match, but you have to find you have to find like
compromise. It's not going to be perfect ever. Never. Relationship is perfect. They're insane and they're going to break up in the future, or like they've got major problems. They just don't tell people because like social media. So if anyone says their relationship is perfect, they're lying to you. They are lying.
Yeah. A Trouble Green for $4.99 says, I'm genuinely curious. If you ask a girl if she'd like a drink, would you retain interest if she tells you she doesn't drink alcohol or walk away?
I think that depends on the guy.
Yeah, of course. I'm still interested. You want a Coke?
If anything, it makes you a cheaper date. I'm not saying in a bad way.
No, because I don't drink much. I don't drink alcohol or caffeine anymore. So like when people ask me or they don't realize I'm married, I'm like, I can't have caffeine. I don't drink alcohol anymore. Water, please.
Stupid things happen when you're drunk.
Person ever. I'm so glad I'm not single. I would be the absolute worst person to hit on. I'd be like, don't call me baby. I freaking hate alcohol. Don't even ask me for coffee because no one ever has decaf. So I'm not going.
I mean, I guess it's a conversation starter. A Trouble Green, I don't think, if the guy is genuinely interested in you, I don't think that's a game changer whatsoever. He will be able to find a way to spin it and say, well, that's kind of cool. Is that like, so what can I get you instead? Like Johnny was saying, can I get you a soda? Can I get you a water? Can I get you decaf coffee? Whatever it is.
Well, yeah, that's me and you, Max. I mean, because if he's there and he just wants to get in your, if he just wants to get in your pants and he's like, I can't get her drunk on like soda, like there you go.
Then,
so yeah,
and it depends on where you're at too, right? If you are somebody that doesn't drink and you're standing in the middle of a frat house while in college, that you're not gonna, you're gonna turn off a lot of men, probably all of them. It's a frat house. But if you're out at a restaurant / bar, you're watching a sports game with football, basketball, whatever, with friends, and you're drinking a soda, and there's a guy across the bar, and he's gonna first of all know that you're drinking a soda, so he's gonna ask the bartender.
Oh my god!
He's doing this number. He's like looking at him.
You know what I mean?
From across. But yeah, I mean, like what Kelly was, what Kelly was saying earlier, like it really is so subjective, because the good thing about that guy, though, like the guy who's just trying to be there for a certain reason, we all know what we're talking about. If he goes up to you and he's like, hey, can I get you a drink? And you say, I actually don't drink, and he walks away, good, because you don't want him anyway, because that's not the type of guy that you're looking for. So everyone is going to be super subjective, and how you respond to those differences is going to be, subjective as well. But that's why if you come about it from an authentic perspective, then you don't have to fake ever being someone else if things do work out. Because then the next time you see that person, you can still be your authentic self, and you know that they're going to like you for you, and not like the douchebag that came up to you doing finger guns, like saying, hey, like, what kind of drink can I get you? Yeah. Oh, what's going on? And then you're like, that's not me. That's not who I am. And this woman thinks that that's like, So authenticity, sincerity, like all that stuff goes a long way. And if it doesn't resonate with a girl, you probably don't want her, because she's probably looking for something else.
Yeah.
Yep.
Speaking of drinks, along the same line, Front Porch Conservative for $4.99 says, if two people go to Starbucks and order something to drink, does the type of drink reveal anything about their personality and quirks?
Yes.
Opinions? I do think so. I order my order at Starbucks is just a titch complicated. So I order caramel macchiato, half sweet, no whip, soy or almond milk because I can't digest lactose and I don't like it too sweet.
Good.
It's not bad. It's not the worst. I remember seeing
There's
those,
definitely worse.
those TikTok videos of some of the craziest drinks. It's just nasty. But I you know, it reveals that I'm lactose intolerant and I don't like too sweet of things. Is that bad?
I think that's very sophisticated, actually.
You're definitely a girl who knows what she wants. That's for sure.
I mean, Mark tolerates you, right? I mean, you've made
Yeah,
it.
and he actually buys me drinks with the right order. So I mean,
Hey, that's
He's a keeper.
a keeper. That's a
He's a
keeper.
That's a keeper for sure. I'm pretty
basic
basic.
I get me a vanilla bean frappuccino and hop up out of that line.
oh, that sounds so good. I love vanilla bean. I wonder if
Or
they use
the
artificial.
refreshers. Those are really good too. But some of them have caffeine, but I was able to drink it no problem. So
Oh, the frappuccinos, the caffeine in it's like
yeah, what's the purpley pinky berry one? Dragon fruit something?
dragon fruit.
The
pink one?
water.
Yeah.
Dragon fruit. That doesn't have
that
any
one
caffeine in it.
so good.
Yeah,
That would
caffeine.
not make my heart act up. I love it.
It's so good. The dragon fruit's so good. I'm a basic bee. I do iced or usually iced coffee with just a little bit of splash of heavy cream. And then in the fall, I do I'll do a caramel macchiato iced with pumpkin sauce instead of vanilla sauce. And it's so good.
Yes. And
Instead
that sounds so good.
Instead of vanilla extract, is that what you're saying in your coffee?
Or vanilla, imitation vanilla. Sorry, Sarah. I'm sorry. Imitation vanilla. Not a vanilla extract. I love coffee though. I love coffee.
So real quick, before we get into the next coffee thing, I actually do need to bounce for the stream crew. Probably
Yes.
more since Jeremy isn't there. Yeah.
I was
I'll be a
waiting
few
for
minutes
that.
late,
No
but I was
worries.
enjoying
Thank
the
you, though.
conversation. Yeah, thanks for having me, ladies. It was
Nice
fun
to
as
meet you.
always. Max,
Don't wreck everybody. I know you
I will. Max, you're enough of a man to hold it down for both of us. All right? You got this, bro.
I feel like a part of me is leaving, but thank you. Your confidence has instilled in me hope. So
you can take a heavier load, all right? You'll step it up.
Oh yeah,
All right.
I can definitely.
All right,
That's
thanks,
for sure. And you can clip that. No, I'm kidding.
All right,
See you, brother. Have a good night.
Wow.
Rising! I feel like, hold on, wait. I feel like, there we go.
Right in the
Oh,
middle.
there we go. Look at
You're
that.
in the middle of all of us crazy ladies.
Aw.
Look, I like coffee too. It depends. And actually, I will do black coffee, but it depends on the coffee. Like Starbucks coffee, I can drink black. I actually really like their coffee. Pete's coffee is good black. The Disneyland hotels have a coffee, and I still don't know the brand name, but it's like Rainforest Blend is the coffee. It's so good black. But if it's like Folgers or the stuff I make at home, which is fine, but it needs a little bit of creamer because it's bitter. That's it. I'm basic. I'm really not that high maintenance when it comes to my coffee. Sorry. I don't know what that says about me, but
I don't really know if coffee really says much about your personality, though.
no.
All in all.
Okay, because there are girls, and if you are a Starbucks regular, or if you are on social media at all, you've seen these posts where these girls were literally, there are girls out there, they will go and they will order a drink, and it has to be a certain size, but you have to put it in the cup itself that's a size bigger, and it has to be a certain temperature, and it has to have exact pumps of this, it has this, and stop it. Please stop. It's coffee. Like, no. That, if I ever, as a guy, if I was in line, I was like, oh, that girl is cute, and she ordered a drink like that, I'd be like, because what else is she?
Yeah, is it a red flag when they ask for like 10 modifications on a very simple drink? Ooh.
Yeah, like I would like my iced coffee with creamer, but it has to be exactly this freezing of a temperature with only 3 ice cubes, and the creamer that you pour has to be poured over a spoon so it doesn't, like, no.
Make it yourself, honey boo. No.
Yeah.
I do love tea too. I do like tea.
Oh, I'm
I
a
like
tea girl all through and through.
I mean, if hey, who knows? A guy might really like the fact that she's super extra. Like he will make sure he's like, hey, those 3 ice cubes better be 3 ice cubes. You know, like he will be like, you know, on it and making sure that the drink is perfect.
Oh, he would be a keeper.
You're
That-
telling me
I mean, so there. I mean, I'm sure there are guys who would be like super down to like, you know.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I don't think there's
Memorize
anything wrong with it.
Complicated Starbucks order and get it for you.
You know what I love? I saw this girl on TikTok. Somebody brought TikTok up in the chat. And she's got a little bit of a cut. It's not bad. It's kind of like Extra Girls Complicated. It's a little bit more complicated than hers, but it's the same kind of thing. And he recorded her, like, say it for me. He has a recording. And when he goes to Starbucks to get it, he plays the recording. And I'm like, that is actually really cute. If you can't
So
remember
smart.
it, it's a lot of steps.
That's smart.
That's funny.
Yeah.
That's called love, you know?
Right?
That's intelligence, baby. That's adapting and overcoming the situation at hand. That's
Oh
ingenuity.
yeah, I
I
got
love
a
it.
bad memory. That is awesome. I'm about to use that.
Yeah. Right? You record yourself and then you play it to the speaker. It was pretty cute. I was like, oh, look at the effort. I love that.
After a while, though, wouldn't it just like even if you did like say that order is very extra, after like the 3rd pump of chai, whatever, like wouldn't it still be the same? Like 1 pump to 3 pumps? I don't know. I just feel like after a while.
Yeah, at some point you'd memorize it. Well, then what really trips you
Well-
up though, you gotta have a backup plan for if they're out of a thing. So like if she likes
Oh, yeah.
a chai, 3 pumps of chai syrup or whatever, let's say for example, and they're out of chai, what's a good replacement? Would be a good replacement.
What if there were seasons like how we have here in Canada? Because I
Yes.
like a summer drink versus a winter drink.
Yeah,
That's just
depending on the
because it's
drink, you
cold.
don't get it. Like I love gingerbread lattes were my favorite Starbucks drink before they stopped making them here in the States. They're my favorite. I love gingerbread lattes, and they only made them between November. Well, yeah, November through like the first week of January, and that's the only time because so I would load up on gingerbread lattes for like the 3-month period. But that's the only time you could get them. So that's what's my summer drink? Coffee. Me.
Iced coffee. I love iced
A nice
coffee.
coffee.
Iced
And
coffee.
nowadays, everybody's out of everything. So it's like you go somewhere and your heart is set, and then it's like, no, we don't have that.
Yeah,
I'm like,
that's the word.
really? I'm shooketh at the things people run out of.
Yeah.
Shook
Because
it.
we're simple, attractive, and is based.
Shook
Am I,
it.
If only I was older. Oh my god! Now I'm
Jeremy
old.
Warmy, how old are you? For $5, thank you. Oh gosh, but with the coffee order or drinks in general, I think you'll find your person based on what things you like. You know, like Max said, if you like something complicated, very specific, and that's your personality that you like that, you're on these streams. You're like this. What?
Sorry, so you're just being sassy.
Excuse
I bet
me.
Tug says the same thing. The McRib, no, that's Jay.
I've never tried it. I want to try it once.
No, we do the fish fillet with extra sauce. If we're gonna be weird and get some weird McDonald's food, otherwise it's chicken nuggets all day long.
Fish fillet. Sorry, that's the first thing I know when I hear fish fillet.
What a baby! I'm so old.
Tux, you're not old. Oh my god.
Help me!
You are not old.
Help me!
I always say old is when you get to around like 55, 60.
I say old is a state of mind.
That's
Yeah.
true.
Oh, I'm old then.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm like 80.
Yeah.
You know what? Sidebar, or now I'm detouring. You made me feel old the other day, and I had to send it to my sister. My sister is 3 years younger than me, so she very rarely feels like that I'm old thing, although she's getting close. I had to send her Buffy the Vampire Slayer, the TV show, turned 25 years old the other day, like a couple days ago. 25 years old. And I had to send it to her, and she was like, I hate you. And I was like, yeah, now you know how it feels. Sucker.
25. Wow. From
25
the
years.
first episode?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Dang.
25 years ago.
Yeah, imagine working with kids and they're like, yeah, I was born in 2007.
Yeah,
Oh
I
my
love when they say
God.
things like, I don't know what that is. You're old. Thanks.
Yes, like dial-up internet and
Oh my god.
Yeah.
We have a
Hang up the phone and
flip
student.
phones, not unlimited text messaging, like paying.
Okay, I
your
will say
friends
this.
screwing you over by texting you a million times.
T9. I love T9 texting.
I miss T9 texting. God.
It was so much
Oh.
easier. You don't have to look at your keyboard in
Keyboard.
order to text.
How
Yeah,
about
I don't know if I could
the
remember how to do it anymore. Like, I wonder if I could remember.
You probably could. You just have to do it
could.
a few times
I wanna
to remember where
try.
the letters are.
did anyone remember the sidekick that like I felt like a god when I got that in high school or middle
Yes.
school?
Is that cool?
Because
Like,
it
I wonder if I still have
yes,
my old
because it
phone.
had the flip screen that it didn't flip up. It flipped
Yes.
like up and around, and you'd like pull it out and like specifically flip it that way just to look cool.
yeah, I had to get the cheapo version. I worked at Verizon my senior year of high school,
wow.
which is about when like smartphones started to really go touchscreen. And I had a ghetto like Motorola version. It was, I don't remember what it was called. It was so bad though, but I was so jealous of all the sidekicks because they had the full keyboard. I was like, oh man.
Yeah, I say back in my day all the time. I love the sliding keyboard one. That was probably my favorite in terms of like texting phones.
Yeah.
Where you turned it to the side.
Mm.
Good old days.
Good stuff.
Good old days. I miss the 90s and early 2000s. They were good times. Oh gosh. Oh gosh. Oh gosh. Oh gosh.
So
Now I feel
since
old.
I know, right? Since we're talking about age and being old, what do you guys find yourself really like over the years? Whenever you get free time or whenever you get time to yourself or off of work or something, do you guys find that you enjoy things more, or is there something that you've picked up like a hobby, or like maybe it's YouTube or something or Twitch that you guys enjoy more so now that you've gotten older and like you appreciate that time more, or no?
I'm trying to think.
I
no.
appreciate time because I don't have a lot of free time.
Yeah. In general.
Yeah. Well, it goes by so quick too. All
Yeah.
of it.
And I'm sure
You
like
wanna, like, make the most of that, whatever little time you have.
right.
Mhm.
But also scheduling in like self-care. I think that's something a lot of people can agree is that I was like hustle, hustle, hustle for like 26 years. And now I'm like, okay, that's enough.
I definitely do that
And now
more.
I'm like, I can sit down and play a video game like all day now and just have a great time and enjoy it. And because I had the great console, like, you know, what do we call it? Drought for like all of my high school and college years because I knew I wouldn't get anything done. So
Yeah.
it's like my treat after I graduated to get back into gaming. So gaming for sure. It's
Nice.
nice. Great de-stressor
Yeah.
after a long day.
I can
That's
agree with
awesome.
that. I can agree with that. I was the same. I had a PS3 and I just sold it because it was taking me away from school.
Mm.
And I wasn't studying enough. I didn't do well enough. So I'm like, I gotta concentrate. And as soon as I graduated, I didn't pick up gaming until I met Mark.
Wow.
Yeah.
Look at
I was
that.
just so used to not gaming.
Yeah.
Do you think you would have picked it up if you hadn't had, like later on, like, you know, say you hadn't have met him or something? Do you think you still would have probably picked it up as a hobby later?
Potentially like the Switch because
Mhm.
I love portable gaming with my phone. I had like a lot of games on my phone. I just never had a console game. I don't think I would have gotten a PC or even a console at that rate. I like a actual console. The Switch was probably the easiest. Yes.
It's surprising. I love seeing relationships like that though, because like you said, you and Mark, like now you're gaming all the time. You have a great Twitch channel and everything. And so I think sometimes when we're in relationships with or marriages or whatnot, we can kind of tend to pick up some of the hobbies from our significant other. And sometimes not, but sometimes those hobbies are like really fun. Like maybe that's going to the gym and you guys become like fitness freaks or like gurus or something, you know, or video game experts. I would never expect someone I date to like read my comic books or anything, but hey, I mean, whatever.
But you never know.
So yeah, you never know. So, but it is cool, like, you know, when you guys share that, not necessarily saying you have to, but I do see relationships do that every now and then. It's like, it's fun. Like one of my friends, she just got married recently, and her new husband picked like their football team or whatever. So now, oh, hey, that's a good trade-off though. Mark, have you guys been watching the most recent 90 day before the 90 days?
Have you?
Yes.
Excuse me.
With Hamza and Hamza and Kimbali. Kimbali.
Oh my god!
I'm so sorry for people who have not been watching this show. You guys probably think I'm absolutely insane.
Oh, I'm so happy.
I was not ready for that. I was not ready.
Mark,
for that.
please tell me you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
so
no,
that I'm not. Okay.
The whole stream with Chris Gore because he got us into it, and then now we're
Chris got you guys into that.
yes.
Oh, what a legend! What an absolute legend!
His girlfriend got him into it, and then he was in here on a Poor Choices stream. We were talking about something, and he popped in and said something about 90 Day Fiance, and I'm like, I haven't watched 90 Day Fiance in years, but I used to watch it back in the day, like the original 90 Day Fiance. It's so good, and we detoured, and he was like, let's get on a stream, and we talked about it. Usman.
Kimbali.
Oh
my god!
Man.
I
just got so
the whole reason why I got I know about Soldier Boy. Yeah, well, that last episode, boy, when she put that drink in his face. Oh no, see my camera.
Cheers.
But yeah, no, oh god, that show, like, so a lot of it I know is like manufactured. I know a lot of it is scripted, but they do it in such a way where like I forget because you get like so immersed into it. Like Mahogany and whatever his fucking name is. I absolutely hate that whole dynamic. I think she's fake. I think the whole thing is, manipulated or whatever, but I'm still so engaged by it. And he's like, the Lord has just sent me here to you, Mahogany. I'm like, bro, she rented an Airbnb to bring you to with fake parents. Like, this is not going the way you thought it was going to go.
Oh, I never thought that would happen, to be honest. But
I didn't even think she was going to be there. For context, this guy has been dating a woman who I thought was going to be a catfish. I didn't think she existed.
Me too, honestly.
She was to an extent.
It was a little because the filters, but yeah, I thought for sure like she was going to be some guy or something.
Yeah.
Or like the show Catfish, they're usually like this big and look nothing like anything.
Or the opposite gender that you'd expect them.
Yep. Oh my god, I just got so excited.
Yeah. If you guys haven't watched it, Callie and Shorty, you should watch it. It is
it's so funny,
dramatic and funny, and I always say this about reality television shows. It's it makes me feel really good about my life.
So true.
Soul is not wrong. I appreciate it, Soul. Thank you.
So there's a YouTube channel, and it's run by a psychologist. And it's called Psychology in Seattle. His name is Dr. Honda, and he does reactions to 90 Day Fiance. And he's like a very well trained, obviously, psychologist professionally, and he also teaches at Seattle at a university in Seattle, I believe. And so he breaks down like people's pathologies as he's watching. So I haven't watched the show itself, but I'll watch his like kind of feedback and his takes on what these people are doing, if they might have any like prospective personality disorders or behavioral issues, or what they're doing and how it's going to affect the relationship in the long run.
What's it called again?
His channel is called Psychology in Seattle. And he does he reacts to 90 Day Fiance primarily, but he's done reactions to Tony Soprano's therapy scenes with Dr. Malfi and The Sopranos. He did Good Will Hunting. He covers movies and stuff too, but now he's on a reality TV kick. So that's how I consume reality television. I love it.
Oh my god!
Man. I wonder if he'll ever do The Bachelor.
He has Jada and Will. I would love to see that.
That'd be awesome.
I was going to, because I was going to say, once you mentioned movies, Kelly, that makes more sense, because my initial reaction was going to be like, oh, well, he must know that some of these are fake, that some of these interactions are like.
I think so, but he bases it off of as though it was real. So I don't know.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Because
I was about to say, he's probably self-aware enough to where he was like, okay, yeah, I can tell. But
yeah, and that's the thing. I think it's because it's portrayed as though everything is real. I think he's also going along with the assumption that the masses know. So I don't know, but it's interesting when you meet someone that actually still believes that reality television is real, and they don't think about the editing and the production and follow.
I think certain aspects are real,
Yeah.
but it's a lot of it's produced to react to certain or elicit a certain reaction,
Yeah.
right?
Poke the bear, basically, is what it is.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's what the producers are there to do. I mean, like the producers are probably driving people around to like meet them at places and go, "Hey, you're gonna show up here. Like, just like walk in, like he's in there." Like
Yeah.
producers are definitely
Yeah.
kind of behind the scenes, moving pieces around on the board. But so I wonder that I'm interested now. I wonder what he would say if, not saying that this is a real person or anything in 90 Day Fiance, but I wonder what he would say about a man who shaves only the front part of his head and not the back part so that he wears a hat and covers the hair and thinks that people will think that he has hair back here.
We put hide that in the bedroom, buddy.
That's what she keeps saying.
He
Take it
keeps
off.
his hat on.
It's
Yeah.
really tough.
She's
Oh my
like,
God.
Gino.
So that's the thing. He really wants her to think he has a full head of hair.
Oh, he just
Well-
doesn't want to take off his hat ever.
But yeah,
That's
I
probably
think
why he's bald.
was him.
He's probably bald because he wears a hat all the time. Isn't that a thing?
Yes, no, it is a thing.
Wear
It
your
is
hair
a
back
thing.
or wear a hat all the time. It can actually
Pull the
encourage
hairs.
balding.
Yeah. I can.
I mean, yeah, even when I was 26, I started realizing oh man, my hair is really thinning, but it doesn't help that I wear, a hat all the time.
Hats all the
So
time. Yeah.
yeah.
My dad has a permanent bald spot on his shins, on both of his shins from his work boots because he wore them for so long and they just rubbed it. Then the hair will not, it's gone. It's gone.
So
It will not grow back. And he's been retired for 10
day.
years. It's crazy. Bald spots.
What'd you say?
If I start wearing boots every day, will I stop growing hair on my leg?
Depends on
That's
what
what
you
I
rub.
said. I was like, so what you're telling me is
No, because
thigh
removal.
every day. Thigh-high
certain
boots.
guys will have no hair where their calves kind of brush against each other if they have big calves.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
So
Tell me if and Mark, if you're still here, I don't know if this is a thing, but when I was wearing my military boots, same thing. My military boots came up to mid calf, and the hair on that portion, because we're hiking and walking and running and everything in our military boots. I mean, it's
He's bald.
well, one leg I know doesn't grow hair.
yeah. True.
I don't know about the other one, Mark.
Yeah.
I have an absurd
Extra girl's gonna be like, I'm gonna go look. Hold on. Be right
She's like, let me get one of the hairy ones out of the he has a.
Oh gosh.
But yeah, no, that I
Wow.
wish.
Okay.
Oh, interesting.
We had
Confirmed.
been together for years and every day for 8 hours or more a day. My dad worked 16-hour days and he had work boots and all that. Same with the military, those kind of boots. It will. The socks and stuff, it rubs.
I'm so sorry. I have kept. I just realized I was like, man, I kept derailing the conversation with more 90 Day
No.
Fiance stuff.
No, you're fine.
This is
I'm
this
so
is
excited.
our channel.
Yay!
I have topics prepped in case we don't have anything to talk about.
Mm,
That's the
it's
great
okay.
part about this. It just keeps flowing and flowing. Just
Absolutely.
like that time of the month.
No, so you said something
Ooh.
earlier, Max, about you don't expect a girl to read comics, your comics and stuff. And that reminded me of a friend from high school. He, big comic guy, right? And he has all of his stuff displayed and whatever. And he, girlfriends back and forth, and he finally gave up a date. He met this girl at a bar, funnily enough. And they dated off and on for a little while. And one night she called him for a ride home because she was completely schmammered, dunzo schmammered. Her friends had kind of all gone off and done it. It happens. So he comes, he picks her up, he takes her back to his place, and they pop open more wine and whatever. And he goes to the bathroom and he comes back, and she, in her schmammered state, is reading his comics. And she read from beginning to about the middle, because he was in the bathroom for so long. Right from the beginning to the middle of one of his X-Men series that he has, and completely fell in love with it, and they're married now.
Now,
It was really cute.
That's sweet.
Not really.
does this say something?
With her wine glass, shh.
Does this say something Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. I was just going to say, does this say something bad about me that I thought you were going to be like, and he came back and she had ripped all of his comic books up or something?
No,
Like, that's why I was holding my heart. I was like, dude,
Oh, no!
you cannot
No,
tell me
she
that.
had opened them and was reading them. Now, on the one hand, like depending on the kind of a collector you are, you heard me say she opened them, and you go, but you read them from beginning to end. While she was in the bathroom.
Don't get wine on them, please. But
Yeah, and she holding her glass up like this so she wouldn't spill. It was the funniest thing. He's like, I wish I had taken a photo of her just in that state because it was just funny because she's like reading it like this, and she felt madly like. And X-Men is still her favorite to this day. Like that's
Oh yeah,
that's sweet.
and they're married now.
I
They're
love
so
it.
cute.
That's awesome. He probably came back in and was like, when can
What?
I buy a ring? When soon?
Yeah.
Like, how soon can I? You know?
What those right now.
There is and this is a useless bit of information, but in the collector, like comic collecting community, there is a book out there that's like really well known, and I forget who the character is, but it's like a first appearance of a superhero like Spider-Man or something. But back in like the 60s or 70s, there was a woman who was so angry at her husband that she wrote in like Sharpie, like on the back, and was like, "You son of a bitch," like blah blah, and like was writing all over it and ripped it. And he took that, and because it's such a costly comic book, he like gave it to a grader, and he was like, "Can you encapsulate this and grade it and do all this stuff?" And so now it actually has a really high value just because of how fun. It's like kind of a meme, but it has a high value because it's a really important comic book, but it has a story behind it that's like unreal. So I thought that was kind of funny.
That's
Even
sad.
I know, it's so sad. But hey,
so
I mean, he made it fun. So
that's cool that comic grader was willing to do that too. Like,
yeah,
most
absolutely.
people, I think a lot of people would have been like, you were never going to get anything for this, but because it became like this thing, and also shame on her. Jeez, Louise.
Oof.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Good Lord. Bird up for $5. Cheers, everyone. Thank you for keeping me entertained on a very difficult night. You're welcome. I hope you're doing better. I'm sorry you're having a bad night.
Yeah, I hope we can cheer you up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, comics. I should actually read some comics. Slowly.
Stop is very expensive.
Slowly getting into it. I really
cool
wish
I don't think I do. Hang on.
Gary lived close to me, because then I'd be like, so Gary,
Mm.
can I borrow?
You know who is a power couple in that regard? Like him and Melissa, like because I remember going over and helping them move, and we were looking at all his stuff and we're moving all his comics or whatnot, and Melissa's like, oh yeah, he still has like more coming, but we're gonna have to pack it later. And I was just like, and you're just cool, you're so cool with this. And she was like, yeah. So they're pretty spectacular couple. But she also has her interests. Like she absolutely loves art and like fine art and paintings and stuff. So they have a ton of artwork. But yeah, each one of them has their hobbies and their passions. So it's cool to see that.
The two of them are so freaking cute. I love them.
Yeah.
They're like couple goals.
The only cool ones I have is I have this one signed by Jim Lee.
Ooh,
Oh, that's rad. Look at that.
wow.
And I have this one, Tom King. You better hope I don't meet you in the street, sir. But this one, signed by
Ooh, that's
the
cool.
artist.
Ooh,
That's
that's
Catwoman
beautiful,
in her
yeah.
wedding dress. If this isn't my wedding dress, I don't want it. And then I spent 1.5 million years looking for this. I don't know if it's worth anything. I don't really care. But for me, and I finally found it. And it's Batman, Captain America.
Oh,
team up.
yeah.
And
Nice.
it's one of my favorite things in here is Joker
Yeah.
meets up with the Red Skull and finds out that he is a Yahtzee and he's working for our mustachioed person there. And he flat out says he turns against Red Skull and like basically helps Batman and Captain America take them down, because he says something to the effect of, I may be insane, but I am not insane enough to support the Yahtzees or whatever. And he like takes Red Skull out. It's the funniest thing. But it's set in the 1940s, and it's like that old school Batman, like Adam West feel to it. It's the best.
That's
Those are my
dope. I
three
love
that
it.
I'm like, these are my cool comics. Other than that, I got nothing for you. Everything else is just random. But yeah, Catwoman's wedding dress. I would like.
That
three
is
of
a
them.
very pretty dress, though.
I don't
Wait,
do this-
can I
hold on, it's
screen you
reflecting,
for a
hold on.
moment? Okay, get back up.
Ooh, oh yeah, there you go.
You guys see it?
Oh, that's
Damn,
gorgeous.
look at that.
Dang.
Ooh, you got to be able to find it somewhere.
Wow.
So I want to custom make. Like that's gonna be the most expensive thing in my wedding. Is gonna be this dang dress.
Just get it now,
definitely is
you know.
custom.
The part
That's
over
gorgeous.
her bust looks like cat ears. The part right over her.
Yeah,
bust.
right here, her chest.
Yeah, that's
cat
beautiful.
ear. Isn't it
Wow.
so
She got
cute?
a cat ear tiara too.
She does have a
think
cat ear
so.
tiara.
Yeah, she's got a cat ear tiara on.
Yeah, girl.
For you, Tom
Dang.
Cruise. You set our hopes up with stuff like this, like the gym. I have the Gym Lee cover. It's gorgeous, and then you ripped it right out from under us. But this one's signed by the artist, and it's got the certificate in it. So
That's cool.
at some point, I'm gonna get a pretty penny for that, but
Yeah.
not until after I get my dress made.
Yeah, you got to bring that in and go, I want this. Whatever it
This-
takes to
this
get this,
rice
this is
company.
what I need.
This
Yeah.
does not matter the entire wedding. I
And
just
don't
need
worry, for those of you who are a little bit more traditional, I won't be getting married in this dress. This is my after party dress
Mm.
because I'm one of those that wants one that I can move around in.
Do it.
Hey, I wore 2 different outfits on my wedding day.
You got to have your fancy royal wedding dress, and you got to have your party outfit. And this just screams a party to me. I don't know. It just does.
So what do you think you guys would like if you picked up any type of like nerd hobby? Do you think it would have been it always would have been video games, or do you think it would have been like movies or comics, or I'm trying to think what else? Like what
boy,
or like
I didn't get into anime until
ooh, that's another good
when
one.
I started dating my husband or dating my boyfriend or whatever at the time.
Mhm.
And he watched, Dragon Ball Z, and I read the manga, I keep up with it, or Dragon Ball, whatever, Super, I guess, when we were dating. And I'm like, you're a freaking nerd. That is so stupid. I was like, I watched that in like middle school. I'm like past that now. So like I grew up like watching Sailor Moon and Dragon Ball Z, but then he told me, it's like, oh, you're a freaking nerd. You're a freaking nerd. But I was like, whatever. And then a month later, he's like, well, I really just, if you just give it a shot once, I will never do that again. And so I think it was Death Note was the first thing he had me watch.
Oh,
That's
nice.
like the gateway to anime.
And I loved it. Yeah. I was like, that's great. Because it doesn't follow a lot of anime tropes. So I was like, okay, that's digestible. I love it.
Mhm.
And I watched Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood and was like,
Ooh.
Oh, Alchemist
Yeah.
was good.
One of my
That's the
favorites.
only one I've seen. Well, that and Inuyasha. Those are the only 2 I've seen.
yes, those are good.
Oof. Inuyasha.
But I was
So
like,
good.
dang, like I made fun of him hard. And then I watched all of Naruto, skipped all the fillers within 6 months, and
Dang, girl.
more than him. After that, I
Damn.
didn't have a gaming console. I was in college still. So when he got me into anime, I was just like, I would text him at 3 a.m. and be like, oh my God, you didn't tell me, what the hell? But it's just funny how I went from making fun of him to it being like my thing. Like I'm Shorty Sensei. I would not be Shorty Sensei if it,
Right.
Yeah.
if I didn't have an open mind and give it a chance.
That's so rad.
Love
That's what a great
that.
story. Yeah.
Because I grew up on Pokemon and stuff, but but
I think we all did. Does that even count anymore? I think back
Right,
in the
I'm like, I don't
day,
think
it
it
was like
counts
you were a
at all.
Pokemon fan, you were a
and the
nerd.
anime is so bad. So
Well, yeah, that's something that's so interesting is like Pokemon was always pretty cool. Like even as a kid, you were cool if you had the cards, and then like
Collecting
now,
them, yeah.
like yeah, collect. Now we've got this whole resurgence where it's like Pokemon is cool again, but like comic book fans, like bro, if you were reading comic books back in the day, you were a fucking nerd. No one wanted to hang out with you.
Yeah.
People thought you were dumb. Like you said, Shorty, like anime too. But now it's like superhero. Like it's been infiltrated by so many.
I
Like
can't stand it. There's so anything old, older is cool now. And
Mhm.
I'm a teacher, and so at school, it's the thing in fashion to wear old band tees, classic rock, band tees.
Name one song.
Or my student will come and she's always got the best outfits. I'm like, I don't know who your mom is, but she must have a lot of money. But she
Mhm.
comes in completely matching every day. Oh my God, my dog anal glanded. Oh, it smells so bad.
Oh my
And now
God.
the stream has come
Oh.
full circle. We are finally.
Wow.
Oh my God.
Malaysia disowned.
Oh, and I have a really good nose. Everything is heightened for me. Oh, I can just eat it. Oh my god. Farted.
So bad. No, it's
I think
such
it's
bad
a fart.
smell.
I don't think it's anal, but it's bad. Oh my god. I'm so
It sounds
sorry.
like you need to get a. It sounds like you need to get a beaver to like counteract the
I
other
need
smell.
vanilla extract, please. Oh my god, I'm gonna die. It's so bad.
Wow.
So small. Oh, you jerk. Anyway, but I don't even know what I was talking about.
Pokemon cool
yeah.
fan shirts.
I don't know.
Your dog like knew that we were talking about her, and she was like, "Watch this."
Oh, it's so bad.
I'm trying to
Was
think
that a
what my
good
thing
nap?
is.
Jerk?
My thing is movies. I love movies, and I love the behind. My thing is the behind the scenes stuff of movies. Like I'll find a movie like The Man from U.N.C.L.E. I love the movie Man from U.N.C.L.E., but I love watching the behind the scenes even more. For those of you who've seen The Man from U.N.C.L.E., there's a scene in that movie where Armie Hammer and Henry Cavill are escaping the bad guys, and they're on like this little speedboat, and Henry Cavill's character gets knocked off into the water, and he gets out and he's like watching Armie Hammer try to escape these bad guys, and he ends up getting blown up and thrown into the water, and Henry Cavill's character goes in the water to save him. Well, that was all done real. Henry actually did that. Armie Hammer actually did it. He actually sunk to the bottom of the pool they were in, and Henry had to go in and go get him. And I just love that stuff because it's like, I don't like normal people. I say normal people, but he's a normal human being, and he was willing. The both of them were willing enough to dive into this pool with barely any breathing apparatuses. Like, here's your oxygen, go. And Armie Hammer is 6'5" and 220 pounds. He's way bigger than Henry is, and so he had to pick him up. It was just fascinating. I love that stuff. I love like Lord of the Rings. Lots of practical stuff you wouldn't think is practical. It's practical stuff you think is CGI. Is practical. Like, oh, really cool. You know, I love that stuff. I love it. Like Indiana Jones, the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. Nobody likes to talk about it, but the refrigerator scene in the beginning of the movie where they launched the refrigerator, actual refrigerator, really launched it. Was there somebody in it? Yes, when it landed. There was actually a stunt guy in it. So it was real. It was a practical effect. People thought it was CGI.
Do you watch that YouTube channel, the Stuntmen React or whatever?
Yes!
My husband's obsessed with it. So I watch a lot of it too. I was going to say, you have to see it if you haven't, because it's really cool.
I haven't watched it in a while. When Vigo broke his foot, like all that stuff is like, it's cool to see. You think, oh, that's CGI, but then it turns out to be a practical effect. You're like, oh, what? Hold on. Like, that was my favorite part about, and I blame Star Wars for it in a sense, because that was my favorite part about Star Wars, the original Star Wars movies especially. You're thinking they're using CGI, and they were to like tie it all together, but they really built these little spaceships, and they really built this Star Destroyer and this Death Star, and they blew it up. They literally went with a giant little stick of dynamite. What do you mean? What? And then if they did it wrong, they'd rebuild it and do it again. What? I love it. I love behind the scenes stuff. I love the fact that some of these actors are willing to do their own stunts. Like, that's so cool to me. I love it. That's my geek.
Yes, I love that. So do you like Jackie Chan? Do you watch any like Kung Fu movies?
I'm not a big Kung Fu fight. I've just never have been. Every now and then I get into it, but fighting, like, it took me forever to watch Rocky, just because fight movies to me are I've never been really into them. The Kung Fu movies, that kind of a thing. But I respect Jackie Chan and his behind the scenes stuff. I watch all of his behind the scenes stuff. And like, even when he was younger, and he talks about like, he's broken pretty much every bone in his body and he's still kicking, and like, he does everything on his own. Him, Jet Li, Wesley Snipes, and like all those guys, Stallone, all those guys, like, they didn't get stunt guys until they were really famous. And even then they would fight and be like, no, I want to do this. This is bullcrap. There's Expendables 3. Is it 3? Yeah. With Mel Gibson and Stallone, that fight scene that they do and at the end, while the building's crumbling, that was really Stallone and Mel. They really went at it. Like, they didn't use any stunt guys. The fight scene between Van Damme and Stallone in the second Expendables was hardcore, all Stallone and Van Damme. They had never met before. Like, they never come up against each other before. And Van Damme was like, if we're going to do this, we're going to do it. And Stallone said, bring it, bitch. And they beat the holy heck out of each other. And they did it in one take. Fascinating. I love this stuff. And they're 60 years old, both of them. Like, what? What do you mean you did that in one take? You just went at it? You just beat the crap out of each other like the old days? Like, what is going on here? I love it. Anyway.
No, that's really cool. I love that.
Sorry. Anywho.
No, it's awesome. I mean, that's why people get so excited about this stuff, is because once they get passionate about it, once they find out how much they resonate with it, like they want to talk about it more. So, but by the way, hail Eric K in the chat. Great to see you.
Oh, hi, Eric. You're here. I know you said you would be back later. Welcome in. I hope the John Bartolo thing went well.
Yeah, yeah. I was there for the beginning of it,
Yeah.
and it seemed like they were really doing him justice. So
Yeah. Friday is his memorial, so
okay,
that's gonna be
yeah,
hard.
yeah.
Yeah.
But
Tugs likes men doing man stuff, dude. Oop,
yeah,
where'd it go? Yes. Yes, I do. That's why the
there's n-
Expendables are my favorite. I'm not even going to be embarrassed about this. They're one of my favorite movie franchises in general because it's just men blowing stuff up, talking crap to each other. It's the best.
yeah, and there's nothing wrong with it. People will tell you it's wrong, or it's toxic to see that, and I think it's great. I think it's I mean, I don't see anything wrong with action films or
I want action in action films and believable
Yeah.
action scenes. That's all I want. That's it. I don't know much about like televising that sort of stuff, but that's why I really liked I was listening, but like Jackie Chan, for example, he does all his stunts and the fight scenes look so freaking real. So like kudos to him. And that's all
falling off vehicles like into the road and almost gotten run over. I'm like, oh my god, you are insane.
Well, Jason Statham almost died on the set of Expendables 3 because he does his own stunts too. We know how much of a fighter he is. And there's a scene where they're trying to escape Mel Gibson and they're in this truck and he's driving and he gets blown up by like a missile, like it hits the truck and it goes whatever. But in filming it, it goes into the water and they come out and he actually went into the water like as instructed and he couldn't get out of the truck. And so the whole crew's sitting there and they're like, huh. And we ran through this, like, what's taking so long? And finally the scuba guy was like, no, I'm uncomfortable. And just as he's about to go in the water, Jason finally pops up and he's a hot mess. He literally got stuck. He couldn't get the belt open or the release or whatever it was that they had rigged. And he almost drowned on the set. Like, it's crazy to think that these guys are so committed to their craft, or maybe they just like the adrenaline, or maybe it's both. I don't know. Like Jackie Chan's the same way. Oh, I don't care if my arm is flopping over here in 6 pieces. The scene looks good. You know what I mean? Like it's bananas, Jet Li, all those guys, like it just I love it so much.
Lots of respect to them.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've been going almost 2 hours and I feel like we're almost coming to close. We only broached one topic that I had planned.
That's okay. I like it. I like when the streams flow like this though.
It was a relevant topic. You had my attention with the Beaver.
Yeah. And actually, I wanted to ask this just a quick just to see what the panel thinks, because we'll just bring it back to reality television. And we just had a crazy Bachelor episode where this guy, the Bachelor, admitted that he was in love with 3 different women. Now, do you think, just yes or no, you can explain if you'd like, do you think you can be in love with more than one person?
I saw that commercial. I don't watch it, but I saw the commercial. I was like, wait. He just said he loved her and the other girl too.
Other girl.
She was the third one. Yeah, she left because she was done with this bull crap.
And it got me thinking. I'm like, well, you signed up for the show. Like you knew that this could happen. But now that you're asking me that, I don't know. It's tricky.
At the same time, like I can see like you're in love with your current boyfriend or husband now, and something happens, right? Breakup, tragedy, whatever. And something happens. And then you meet somebody new down the line and you fall in love with them. Like I could see like in a succession of events. But at the same time, bruh. I say that somebody who's never been in love, of course, but what? I don't know. It's just weird to me.
Oh, go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
It's a unique circumstance just because of the fact that it is like no guy will have the option of like 3 women that he is in love with, at the same time. Like, unless, it's just a unique situation. Like, normally when a guy is very invested in someone, he pursues that person. So. And then to be in love with her means that he's giving like her all his attention. But if he starts falling in love with someone else, it's because he's kind of spending more time with them. So I don't know. It's a unique situation. I think you can be in love with more than one person, maybe not romantically, because I love a lot of people for who they are, and I would say I'm in love with them as a person, but maybe not in a romantic sense.
Ooh.
Okay.
So
I can respect that.
Mm-hmm.
sorry, that was a long answer.
And I feel like in the bachelor situation, it's like you're put in all those like, I don't know, perfect, pristine dates, and it's so easy to confuse love with infatuation, where you're in love with like the idea of the person instead of like actually being in love with them. And I feel like if I were on that show, I would be worried. Like, am I just infatuated with this person in the moment? Do I truly really like know them once we get like home and real life happens? But I feel like there's so much infatuation that happens in the beginning stages of a relationship that it can be misconstrued as love, because you're just getting those butterflies. You're so excited to like be with someone new. I feel like it's very easy to mix those things up. So if you're infatuated with multiple people, you know, I feel like the love though,
I feel like it's the idealistic version of that person that you're loving.
Yeah.
What do you think, Kelly? You're awfully quiet down there.
Yeah, I'm kind of in agreement with Max on this one, because I think people are maybe capable of having space to love more than one person in their lives, and that's obviously speaking both platonically. I don't know about romantically. I don't think I've never been in a place where I've loved more than one person at a time. I just think when it comes to a romantic relationship, I feel like it's pouring all my energy of love into that. But certainly I guess there are things like obviously polyamory exists, and maybe that really, I don't know. I can't personally put myself in that position. What are the like sister wives, stuff like that? Obviously we know that like the reality show version of that has unfolded in a way that's less than ideal for them. But I don't know. I can't speak to it personally. I've only personally ever been in love with one person at a time. But I do hold space in my heart for multiple people at a time. Like, I'm still on good terms with people in my past that I still have love for, but I'm not like actively loving them. You know what I mean? So, yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point. That was that. And this is too, when you have that situation of all these people all at once being thrown at you. Shieldwell's got a good point. But for me, I don't know. For me, I don't know. I've never been in love, so I'm assuming I'll know it when I know it, but I've loved before. And I feel like romantically anyway. And I feel like there's a difference. And you know, The Bachelor is always one of those things too, especially because you're being thrown on these extravagant dates. You're not at home. You're not 9 to 5. You're in Croatia. They're in Vienna, I think, right now, or Iceland right now. Like, Iceland, oh my God. And they're going on these cool dates, whale watching and ice fishing and all of these crazy. So you're put in that elevated mindset anyway. And it's just this chaos. But I don't know. He said that and I was like, uh-oh.
Yeah. Well, and then this guy at that point, he just had intimacy with these people. And no matter who you are, when you have that intimacy, you release dopamine, these happy hormones, and then you conflate that with love. And
that was good wording for saying something different.
Yeah.
We women, I'm gonna call
we love with our parts.
I'm not gonna lie. All the time. We will be intimate with a guy and we're like, we so like him, blah, 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 this, then the other, and they're like, yeah, whatever, it was just a Tuesday. You know what I mean? Like we do it all the time. Don't say you have never done it, because you have. Where we love with our body parts. We talk about it all the time. Actually, girl and I talk about it all the time. We love with our body parts. And men can compartmentalize.
What do you mean you love with your body? What do you mean?
Like when you're intimate with someone as like a woman or even as a man, that release of dopamine, you associate that with loving a person. So I don't know about him per se, but I can see that as a possible reason for the reasons why he said, I love you to multiple people.
Yeah.
Women have more of a tendency, and not obviously not all of us, but women in general, we have more of a tendency to see sexual relations as something more than what they are. Whereas men are just like, yeah, it was fun. We had a good time. Yeah, it was cool. And it's not always necessarily for them like, well, oh my God, now I have to talk to this person. Oh, we had a special bond. Like it was just a you know, yeah, we hooked up and it was great. There was an attraction, had a good time. It's Tuesday, you know, whatever. See you later. Whereas as girls, we tend to, especially if it's somebody we're attracted to at all, just like even the slightest, it's one of those things where we get like hooked. Like that is that, oh, he must feel more for me because we had that intimate experience. Now, again, not speaking for all women, but I know especially my friends, it's a thing. It's a thing because women, we crave that connection. And when we get it, we think that we're on the same page as the man. And that's not always the case. And so it tends to hurt us. And I don't know if maybe that flipped for him. I don't know, but it was just, ooh.
Yeah, like I guess it depends on your definition of love. Because to me, it's like you have to love the good, the bad, and the ugly. And the show doesn't leave a whole lot of room for the ugly.
No.
You know, the ugly of real life, you know, and the stress and the hardness of real life. So I think it could be very easy to fall in love with the person that you meet there in the way that they are. But then with the second the show's over, I'm always shocked when they stay together because it's a completely different life and completely different world. I'm a completely different me when I'm on vacation than I am every day at home.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
My attitude is completely different. So it's like he probably could be in love with the versions of them that he sees every day.
I can agree with that.
Shield wall.
But he's right. Right?
I mean, they're not wrong.
The post clarity.
I think
it's a thing. Like honestly, it's a thing. We don't talk about it enough. It's a thing.
There's a great. I forget who the comedian was, and I'm gonna be paraphrasing this horribly, so I apologize to whoever was the originator of this. But I think he said it was like a werewolf changing back into human form, and he's like, looking at himself, he's like, "What have I done?" You know, it's like this, and it was like this, you know, obviously not to that extent, but that was the joke of like this kind of post clarity, like you're saying, where it's kind of like, did I just make a mistake, or am I now not? Because that's why the constant joke of, oh well, a guy doesn't want to cuddle afterwards. He's like you know, because he tries to compartmentalize, or he can separate the two, or once he's, you know, it's kind of like Mike and Jimena from 90 Day Fiance. The poor guy just really wants to get laid, and I'm sure that if he did, he would be like, oh my God, this woman is awful for me. She treats me poorly. She takes all my money from me. She hides the kids from me, like all this stuff. I'm sure that if he just like kind of got that out of the way, he would see clearly and be like, oh. But because he's so infatuated with just like, I just want to sleep with you, he's like pent up. So
yeah,
I don't know.
it's a thing. It's a thing.
It's a thing.
It is. Cajun Corey for $9.99. Thank you. Cheers, everyone. Great stream tonight. Go X-Ray Girl and hugs for tugs. Thank you. And we also have a $2 one. I pulled it up. I didn't read it. So I'm going to read it.
We'll start with this. Eric K for $5 says 2 hours and I missed the whole show.
Oh,
Start over.
You want to go back to the beavers and the anal gland?
I know we already went full circle up.
We have to catch that replay. And then we have, Jinx, that one, which I pulled up but didn't read. So
Eric K for $2. Well, I have nothing but love for you all. Aw, are you in love with us?
Eric. How dare you?
Eric for another $2. Max is a brave man. I know.
Eric, are you sure you don't want to come join me? Come on. No.
Matt, look at Maxfield. He's called Maxfield. Woo!
How proper.
Sliding in the DMs with that.
Is that a little fox? Is that a little fox?
Oh, fox.
Hey.
Well,
the fox and the fox. I learned about the post clarity from Call Her Daddy.
What?
Such an interesting podcast, that podcast.
Call Her Daddy podcast.
Yeah, and makes so much sense. I mean, some of the stuff at the beginning, the ladies were a bit more brave in terms of the content, but you know, there is validity to some of the things that they say.
You know, I was about to say, you guys are making it sound like this is a bad thing. I've had a blast tonight.
We're gonna have to talk 90 Day Fiance. He's gonna have to come on one of our Poor Choices streams, like ours. Hi.
Hi.
Guys, I hate to go, but I have to go. I have to eat dinner. I love you guys.
I know it's late. Sorry, love you. Bye.
Yeah, I tried to end the stream, but didn't end. I love you.
That's fun. I'll see you guys later. Bye.
Bye.
Bye,
Everybody go
everybody.
subscribe to
Bye,
Kelly.
guys.
Yes. Okay. Which I guess we can start with our
Wrapping up.
goodbyes. Anything anyone wants to plug before we leave?
Christina, are you still doing your channel?
I have like 5 videos to edit on my computer that I might do sometime this week on my break. Yeah, I haven't
I have
posted
you
in
here
like
somewhere.
2 or 3 months. It's bad, but still like a work in progress channel. But you know, it's there if anyone wants to follow. Shorty Sensei. There's like
I have
4 videos up, 3. I don't know. We'll see. It's
Hell
just
yeah.
fun right now, but we'll see.
Control C.
Work in progress as we all are.
Yeah.
Amen.
Speaking of which, I was trying to figure out OBS. Like I literally took like 6 hours today trying to figure out OBS, watching tutorials, figuring out stream elements, trying to like just get like just get something started so that I could maybe like move over from StreamYards. I have no clue what I'm doing. So I praise you girls for your Twitch streams and how you have like different scenes and different windows and panels and Twitch alerts and stuff. Like I just don't get it.
Yeah.
Lots of videos.
Lots of videos. Well, and I
Yeah.
always ask Krista and X-Ray Girl too, like, how do I do this? How do I do that?
Yeah.
How do I? Krista knows
Yeah.
a lot.
You can always hit any of us up. I'm sure
Yeah.
we will help.
Ooh,
We'll help
okay.
you.
Well, thank you. I
I
appreciate it.
need some help too, but it doesn't help that my computers are crappy.
Oh, I have the same problem
Oh,
too.
I was gonna say, Tugs always has.
Queen
have
of
to talk to you
computer
then.
problems. OBS, yes, Streamlabs for Twitch and OBS. I love OBS. I use OBS to make my videos.
Oh, thank you, Mando.
Labs for Twitch.
Mhm. But yes, Max has a channel.
That I do. You guys can find me at MVP Maxfield Von Priestley. Yeah, I've obviously, as you guys can tell from my background, I'm a comic book nerd. Some might say an aficionado, but I wouldn't go as that far. I just love this stuff. I've recently been doing a lot of Lord of the Rings stuff, and from time to time, what's up?
Is it Alasia?
Yes, yeah, she's a trooper coming on with McKenna and I talking about that stuff. So,
Ooh.
but yeah, so it'll be fun. I think this Monday I'll be starting a new series called Max's Man Cave because McKenna is going to be traveling to Alaska for like a new trip that she's going to be doing. Yeah,
Oh, I'm
So
so
while
jealous.
yeah, she's going to be doing some really rad stuff over there. She was kind of telling me about like what she has lined up with some of the plans, I guess I'll say. And yeah, it's going to be super rad. So I'm excited for her, but while she's traveling, I'm pretty much going to be solo. So after Gary's Nooner, I'll probably go on and do Max's Man Cave. So
Nice. I'm excited. You should
Yeah.
do a tour of your room.
Yes,
That-
and make sure to explicitly show me where that Superman statue is located
Mm.
precisely so
Mhm.
that I can go and check it out and not at all take it home.
in we struggling over here.
You
My
okay?
dog farted again.
Yeah.
It's really not that big.
Man cave. Wait, what time would
Yeah,
that be,
but-
Max? What time? would that
I'm thinking probably the same time that I used to do that McKenna and I would do our stream. So like 6 p.m. West Coast time.
Okay.
Or like if Gary finishes a nooner, maybe I'll do it earlier. I'm not sure. But yeah, in relation to where the door is, what are you going to talk about on your show?
wait, hold on, wait. No, wait. You didn't see that. What in relation to the door?
Oh, what'd you do?
Yeah, what? The door? You
Oh, I
said
didn't
in
see it.
relation to the door.
Did I miss something?
You said in relation to the door. I thought
In
you were gonna
relation to the door, the Superman statue is somewhere in the house close to where you may be able to take him away. But
Perfect. He's mine. I'm taking him home.
So he's not by a window, is what you're saying.
if I find one of you in my house with a broken window, no, I'm kidding.
I would never break a window. I would only break the lock. They're cheaper to fix. I'm just saying.
See, you guys would pull some Black Widow, like Scarlett Johansson, like infiltrate by using like good looks and alcohol, and just be like, yeah, like show me your comic book room. I'd love to see that. And then, sure enough, all my stuff's
Bam, gone.
just gone.
Okay, I'm planning a trip to California pretty soon. I got this. You guys, you're gonna see it. It's gonna be right here. It's gonna be amazing. I'm gonna put it in the middle of my floor so everybody can see it. Right.
Shield Wall, I think what I'd love to talk about is just really I think it would be a cool time to like be with the chat a lot of the time, like discussing things with you guys, because I never really got a chance to do that as much as I'd like to. So I think that would be fun. But also I have I'm thinking about buying another camera and having it placed on my desk so that we could do comic book readings. So I'll pull out old X-Men comics, old Daredevil comics, old Punisher, like old like 88 Punisher, 1988 Punisher comics, and go through them, and like we'll just read them, we'll like look at the artwork, we'll laugh, we'll talk. So that would be the like goal, but I got to grab a camera, got to get some other lighting and stuff like that. So we'll see. But for the first few shows, it'll most likely be just me hanging out with you guys. So
Sounds cool.
yeah.
Because
Yeah. Even though, yeah.
It depends on how good the conversation is going. Okay.
We do tend to rant sometimes. That's true. And we do it too. That's okay.
Yeah, so I get that. But anyways, thank you for all of our guests that we had today. That was really fun.
It was so fun.
I'm so sorry you had to sit and fart.
I mean, we're hotboxing in this room right now. It is not okay.
Poor Christina, she's like, I just need to open a window.
The struggle is real, yeah.
So bad.
I felt your pain before, trust me. Oh, it depends on what you feed your dog, but just I
don't even. It's
PTSD.
like pork and chicken. Like how? She's so small. I don't understand how it can be so potent.
But yeah, anyways, everyone, thank you so much for everything, all your chats, the donations, the supers. Really appreciate it. And next week we are going to talk about the finale of The Bachelor, which
I have
is
so many opinions.
mind blown. Yeah, we have
sure
lots to talk about. So yeah, if you haven't subscribed, our links are in the chat or the description. And people have been dropping links throughout. Thank you. Love you all. And hope you have a very good night. Bye, everyone.
Bye, guys.